Oh, not your stream.
Shh. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're excited about today's topic. We're very excited about today's topic. Get your comedy movies ready. We know it's subjective. We know there's going to be a lot of different generations putting in different comedies and meant a lot of stuff to them. So make sure that you get your questions ready. We're going to do the Schmobot. We're going to do the whole thing today. So get your list ready and ready to go. And before we start, got some fun news for you all, as you have heard us talk about it. We're excited to talk about it. Blue Chew is back. And I have a funny story about it that I'm going to tell you during this whole thing. Because guess what? If you like to have sex, you're going to love Blue Chew. And a lot of people think that it's just because, I couldn't get it up, so I got to use something. It's not the case. I get exhausted doing this show and a lot of things too, and I want to do some stuff. So I took one of these things, and I'll tell you what, felt like I was 20 years old. It's amazing. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and it offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom. At BlueChew.com, you get the first chewable with active ingredients, and it has some active ingredients are also in Viagra and Cialis. It's sildenafil and Brett, say it for me.
Yeah, they're tough. Basically, it's the same stuff in Viagra and Cialis.
It's the same stuff. It's sildenafil.
Cialis is one that you take that is for throughout the day. Viagra is if you want an immediate kind of.
Yes, what it does is it helps you have it helps you go forever. It doesn't help you pronounce words.
Yes, it definitely.
But BlueChew.com, it's affiliated physicians. They work with you to find the dosage and active ingredient that is best for you. They can work faster, the chewables. The chewables from Blue Chew can be taken on a full or empty stomach. The online physician consult is free, so it's cheaper than the other two, both Viagra and Cialis. It only takes a few minutes to connect with a BlueChew.com affiliated physician, and if you qualify, you get prescribed one online quickly. No in-person doctor visit, no awkward conversation, no waiting in line at pharmacy, ships directly to your door in discreet packaging. The chewables from BlueChew.com are made in the USA. Blue Chew gives you confidence in bed every single time. You and your partner are going to love it. Chew it and then do it.
Yeah.
Here's the deal for you guys. It's pretty awesome. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first order free when you use your promo code SEN. You pay just $5 shipping. That's it. BlueChew.com, promo code SEN. So, I'm telling you.
It really is easy. Like, because I asked you, and you're like, just go to the website. Do it.
Just do it. It's super easy. Don't let a bad day affect what should be the best day with your partner. No matter what stage of your relationship that you're in, the chewables, BlueChew.com, will make something that's already good that much better. Don't bring the stress of the outside world into the bedroom. And right now, a lot of outside stress.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling you, this is it's a fun do. I always never knew. I was like, I don't need that. I wake up in the morning, I can cut bread.
Yeah,
it's like, but it's not about that. Just know that this is a lot of fun. You can have a lot of fun.
Just shoot and do it.
Shoot and do it. All right, listen, we're gonna get this thing going. Take it easy.
Hey, Roaring. Jeg har en turf and in Tom's penis.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SEN Live, the Schmodown Entertainment Network. I am Christian Harloff. Thank you for joining us here today on this Tuesday, the 5th of May. The 5th of May. Revenge of the 5th, as they say. Nice to see you once again. Nice to be with you here on this lovely Tuesday as we wait. Just wait. I feel like we're in the bunker and lost. Just waiting. Joining me as always, he is Brett Sheridan. I'm liking that camera shot. I really like that camera shot.
Yeah,
really
did it real quick at the last minute.
Really digging it. Thanks for joining us here today, ladies and gents, as we kick off yet another day of the quarantine. If you didn't know, look at that thing. Love that thing. Tack Peter did this wonderful design for us. You're losing days. You only have a couple more days to get it. It's available. The link is in the description on exactly how to get this thing. It's awesome. You can get it in poster form, t-shirt, sweatshirt, coffee mug, iPhone case, whatever. But you're going to remember these days, and you're going to be at a live event when we get the live events back up, and you're going to say to yourselves, shit, look at that guy. He's got his Flirt and Flouse and Crazy Harloff bald shirt. And I didn't get one when I had the chance. And we got a couple more days to do it, so go ahead and do it. All right. So last night, I released the Clone Wars spoiler-heavy review. People have been asking me to do these reviews, and I was like, you know what? I got to do reviews again. Brett, I put a review up last night, and 6,000 people watched it.
Nice.
I was like, it's a good start. It's a good start. So it's okay. People want to see the reviews. I'm going to do the reviews. It's up there right now, everybody. If you want to see it, it is the spoiler-heavy review of Season 7 of the Clone Wars. So please go ahead. Thank you, everybody who watched it. It's up there on the channel at the moment right now. I think I'm going to do Waco next. And I think for now, I'm working with an editor over at Skybound, Michael Aronson, who is really, really awesome. He's very talented. He's the same guy who did the animation of Attack Peter's animation, the drawing that he did. So he's going to be editing on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for us, and we're going to do 3 reviews. So basically what I'm going to do on each one of the reviews is I'm going to ask you guys in the comment section of what you want to see me review next. And I'm going to listen to those comments. I'm going to pick some stuff out of there. So make sure you go on over to the Clone Wars thing and put your suggestion in there. It's pinned to the top. And, let's get to it. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to review Waco next. And I don't have something for Friday. Not yet. So I'm waiting to see, what the audience wants to see, what they want me to review. And now remember, it could be anything. It could be a classic thing. And I get it. We're going to get a lot of the things stuff. And don't worry. We'll figure that out eventually. But so I'm talking about other movies. Maybe there's something that I missed. Maybe there's something that, maybe I didn't miss, but I never got a chance to review that you guys wanted to see a review of. So please go on over to the Clone Wars review today and put your suggestions in there, or wait until the Waco one comes out on Wednesday, and you can do that there. But I was thinking with Brett last night. What did you say to me? You said, what's the topic for tomorrow? What did I respond?
Loudest farts on the internet.
Well, I thought about it because there's some loud ones. I don't know where they come from, but there's some pretty loud ones. And so I was thinking.
There it is.
I was thinking, what can we do? So I put a suggestion into the Facebook group this morning, and these discussions that we've been having with the audience have been so fun. We did best actors or favorite actors. We did favorite actresses. We did directors. We did the years you were born.
Yeah.
Movies that were released the years you were born. That was a really fun one.
That was basically a study of our demographic.
It was absolutely a study of our demographic. So I posted something this morning. So what kind of discussion we have? And there were a lot of really great suggestions. But actually, a lot of people had posted this one. And the first person I actually saw suggested it was the great Kaiser. And comedies, man. Comedies, great comedies. What are your favorite comedies? What kind of comedies meant a lot to you? Which ones? So we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing. You're going to go on over to streamlabs.com/theschmodown. You can put in any suggestion that you like. We'll talk about it. If you list a bunch of movies, we'll pick one of those movies that really resonate with us, and we'll talk about it, or maybe one that didn't necessarily resonate with us, but we know that we've heard it talked about a lot. So go ahead and start putting those suggestions in there. And, of course, the Schmobot is on. So that's been the one I think that's been a lot of fun, is when in the middle of our conversation, Schmobot will interrupt and talk about other comedies, and we'll be like, oh, yeah, that's right. We completely forgot about that. So the Schmobot is on at the moment. So before we even get into it, there's other stuff that's going on in the world of movie news. So we'll get into those also. This does not surprise me at all. See this from Jeff Snyder, our buddy. He puts in, here's Schmobot's coming in. I can feel it. I can feel a Schmobot coming in, Brett.
Oh.
No? Am I wrong?
No.
I thought a Schmobot was coming in. I thought I felt it in my blood. We'll see. But the Jeff Snyder, he says that Tom Cruise is going to actually make a movie in space. And this doesn't surprise me at all.
Mark underscore
look at
Jason
this.
underscore
See, was I
Ali
wrong?
donated $20.
I was right.
Liar Liar Jim Carrey at his best. Is one of my favorite comedies of all time. I got the SEN Limited as a hoodie coming. I think it'll take a little longer because of international shipping. But got it and can't wait to wear it.
I love that. And
Yeah.
by the way, I forgot to mention that. Thank you, Mark, and we'll talk about your movies for sure. Look, this is the other thing with the Attack Peter design. When you get it, take a picture of yourself with it. I will retweet it, and the Schmodown account will retweet it, and we'll start posting it in the SEN group and all that stuff too. So definitely be part of this group and get that limited edition today. The other thing that we're going to start doing is, because these limited edition things are a lot of fun, and Peter had a lot of fun doing them too, but we're also going to do other ones that, Brian Ward makes some great designs. And what we're going to do is we're going to let you guys choose. We're going to do like kind of battles. We're going to put like 2 exclusive designs against one another, and then the
Lawrence
audience.
Lease donated
There he
$20.
is.
Yeah.
I dare you to cut me off again. Zafler Tinflau says Stock and Fabulato con Christian. My favorite comedy is Tropic Thunder Zombie Land Mask. You don't mess with the Zohan.
That's right.
Always remember the 5th. What do you think about Tom Cruise going to space?
Yeah, we're talking about that one right now, and we'll get to your thing for sure, Lawrence.
Hotel Nerd donated
hold on.
$20. My kids say I should have a swear jar for my swearing, but you know what these little fuckers and their homeschooling they are doing. I have this to say. Fuck the fucking fuckers.
Yeah, I know. Don't blame you. We were just talking about that. It's like it's.
You know,
Yeah.
at this point, I wouldn't give a shit if my kids started swearing.
Yeah, I know.
I don't get.
We said it. I don't even know if I said it on air. Did I say it on air or did I say it before? We feel like we're in the bunker and lost.
Yeah.
Did I say that on air?
God, I don't
even
know.
know. I think I said it to you. I don't remember. I feel like I am in the bunker of Lost. And it's like, and not even when I'm in here. It's in the world. It's crazy.
A friend who watches the show now is
Big Mo
texting me.
Movie Review donated $20.
Hey, Mo.
One of my favorite comedies is My Cousin Vinny. I still laugh till this day like it was my first time watching it. Joe Pesci is the best.
He's so good. Now, look, hey guys, just for a second, I realize what I'm going to do is when we start our comedy conversation, I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to turn it off for a second because I'm just going to turn the Schmobot off for a second so we can talk about some of these news stories. Hear Brett's story about his cousin, and then once we get into the actual comedy discussion, I'll turn it back on so we can just kind of get these things rolling. So
No, I was just saying, my buddy, he said, "Oh yeah, something." It was, and I go, "Wait, how did you?" Did you see that on the show, or are we talking about that? Is this a discussion? I mean, I get that confused all the time. Yeah. Or I'll tell Lonnie something. She said, I already heard that. I'm like, no, you didn't. It was I was talking about it on the show.
Yeah.
So why did you didn't watch the show?
You get into like these aggressive fights for no reason because your brain can't register what the fuck's going on. Did you watch any of this Bachelor music show that's on?
No,
right
that one I was like,
I didn't want. I said no. But the only thing is what I realized though, and this is nothing. I have friends that have been on The Bachelor, right? Jared and other people too, and I think he probably would say the same thing too. The difference with the show, these people have talent. these people are like they're actually doing like the drama is stupid, but the music is decent. They have the really good voices, and it's like, oh wait, they actually got talented people. So our audience, there's no fucking chance they're going to watch a show because they're thinking it's Bachelor style and everything too. But the music is really decent. But it's like they got it's. But also, you don't get the attractive people that you get like you do on The Bachelor because these people are like you got to get the Italian people. You know,
not that all people who are musicians are not.
But they're not. But they get like these swimsuit models and these and the regular Bachelorette show and these like, look at these people that are on the show. Yeah. It's those people aren't going to be able to sing.
I'll check out one. I want to see the premise. Is it? I mean, what is it?
It's like Bachelor and it's.
Is there
short.
one Bachelor and one?
No.
Oh.
It's more like Bachelor in Paradise, but they're all in this. They live in a better house than the other people do. I'll tell you that. Anyway, okay, let's get to this Tom Cruise story. Tom Cruise is making a movie in space, and nobody is surprised.
I felt like I heard about this a long time ago.
So Jeff Snyder over Collider says that, listen, Tom Cruise is reportedly teaming with Elon Musk, SpaceX, and the Brainiacs at NASA to shoot an action movie in outer space.
The Brainiacs?
I mean, what in the world? It's so... Deadline, I guess, has the news writing, it's not going to be a Mission Impossible movie, and there's no studio involved at this time because nobody wants to insure this thing, as the project is in the early stages of liftoff.
Got it. I get it.
I do too, but it's insane, and it makes sense that Tom Cruise would want to do it. It's nuts. He probably wants to go home or something.
I mean, initially I thought they were saying that Mission Impossible was going to take place in space.
The conversation that we had about the reason I think if I may help your brain here, we had a conversation about Tom Cruise and all the stuff that he did in Mission Impossible, and they said, well, what's the next logical thing to do? Space. That's what we were talking about, and of course he's doing a movie in space. I mean, there's other news going on. You know what I might do? I think that. Because I did see this suggestion, and I want to see what the fans think of this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, like I said, I'm going to do at Clone Wars season spoiler reviews up. I think I'll do Waco next, and then maybe on Friday I'm going to do this Extraction movie, because the Russo brothers directed this thing. From Russo brothers did Infinity War and
Endgame. No, but what's Extraction?
Extraction's on Netflix. It's a Chris Hemsworth action movie, and apparently they're already talking about Russo closes Extraction sequel deal already. Like this movie must be crushing. Everybody's raving about it. I got to see it. I got to see this movie. So maybe this is the one I'll review, because people have been asking me about this one. The Extraction sequel is a go, as the film's writer-producer Joe Russo has closed the deal to write another installment of the action series for their company. The project is reportedly coming together fast, and optimism is high that both Sam Hargrave will return as director and Chris Hemsworth will reprise as Australian mercenary Tyler Rake. Though those deals won't be made by Netflix until the script is ready. I don't want to read too much else about it, because it revives a little bit more of the plot of the first one. But that's that. I mean, apparently, I didn't realize that the Russo brothers did it, and that made me a little bit more excited. Here's another story that I guess people kind of, I don't necessarily want to say reaching, but it's like there's just not a lot of news. So Sam Witwer, former Movie Trivia Schmodown Star Wars champion of the world, and he's been he's on Jedi Council a bunch of times. He's done a lot of stuff with us over the years. So he had, I guess, there's more quotes here. There's more. He's doing. There's a lot of quotes. He talked about both Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. He's not a fan of either one of them. So here's his Last Jedi. He had Last Jedi quotes yesterday, and he's less of a fan of Rise of Skywalker than he is of Last Jedi, because he said some. I read his quotes on Last Jedi, which let's get to those first, because he basically shit on both these movies.
Oh, nice.
So let's hear the quotes on the first one and the second one. So those people who love Last Jedi won't get upset, because there's both. So here's what Sam Witwer had to say about The Last Jedi. This was his quote. He said, "Last Jedi to me felt like a movie made by a guy who hadn't quite done his homework. I think Rian Johnson is a talented guy, but Bruce Lee didn't develop Jeet Kune Do without learning Kung Fu first. You can't reinvent Star Wars without knowing Star Wars first, and he didn't, for me, making a compelling argument for why Luke didn't go and help his sister. It's just my opinion, guys. There were a lot of things in The Last Jedi that I found compelling in a Rian Johnson filmmaker point of view. They just didn't fit into Star Wars. I don't think he did his Star Wars homework. The themes, what it's about, what the characters are about, but as a standalone film, if I don't know what the Jedi are or who Luke is or what he represents, I think there's some compelling things in there. If that's meaningful to you, that's awesome." I had said that a bunch of times too, but I'm not Darth Maul. Now this is what Witwer says about Rise of Skywalker. I haven't read these. This is the first time I'm actually reading these comments too. Interesting that he's I guess it's over. No, he's still doing more stuff at Star Wars. I'm surprised he's so good for him. He's very open. This is what he's saying about Rise of Skywalker. Like with Johnson movie, he says Abrams' second film had great moments, but the film faces a similar problem to him that The Last Jedi did, in that it doesn't feel like the Star Wars Lucas created according to him. It's look, if you like it, it's awesome. It's not as meaningful to me because I can't really reconcile that mythology with George's. But that's just my opinion, My personal is I think a Star Wars where the moral of the story is throw down your weapon, don't hurt your family, love or fear. I think that's superior than a Star Wars when you win by melting the bad guy's face off. That's just my thing. I don't know that you can do a better ending than Return of the Jedi. Listen, man, this is what I bet you he doesn't have those feelings about Mandalorian. I'll tell you that. Well, even if he did, he wouldn't say it, because he's very tight. He's tight with Filoni, but he'll never ever say anything like this. But I can only imagine the conversations that he's had with Filoni about all those movies. I can't even imagine. Anyway, it's a thing.
It's a thing, you guys.
It's a thing.
Have you heard of it, the Star Wars?
Have you heard of the Star Wars thing? I don't know. Okay. Has this been on the whole time? I don't even know. No. Thank God I turned it off. All right.
The bot?
No, it wasn't just the bot. It was the. I had the YouTube running. It would have ran at the same time. Okay, so that was Sam Witwer's comments on Rise of Skywalker and Last Jedi.
Extraction.
Speaking of Mandalorian, Robert Rodriguez has confirmed that he's helming a Mandalorian episode. My brother wrote me this morning, and he said, what do you think? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I said, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a really good thing. I think that Robert Rodriguez, he's done some hit or miss stuff. I think he's a really talented guy. I really like the lead at Battle Angel. I've talked about that before. He's one of those guys that when he's got a unique taste, man. He's got a unique thing that he does. When he's doing his own stuff, it's either you like it, you don't like it. It's not for you. Like Sin City, I really enjoyed Sin City 2. I'm one of the only people that did like that movie. Most people didn't like that movie.
I didn't hate it. I mean, Sin City 1, definitely great. Second one, something was a little off, but I didn't go, this is stupid.
No. But and he's shown though, because Sin City was a graphic novel. He's shown that he can take direction, or not direction, but he can follow something that's not just his original material. And if you watch that stuff, that documentary that we just watched with all the directors, they have an overall plan, and they take talented people with that plan, and it's very similar to say what Marvel was doing. Marvel said, okay, here's what we have. This is the idea of where we want to go in the MCU. Can you fit inside of that? Some filmmakers went, yes, I can. Let me take what you want me to do. Let me put my style to it, and here we go. There's other filmmakers that said, nah, I got to do my own thing. Well, that's not working for us. All right, I got to leave.
Yeah. I
don't think that's going to happen on Mandalorian, because I think you go into it knowing that here's the scripts that we want, or maybe like Rick Fuyuima, who I always mess up his name, and I'll say that every single time. He helped co-write that heist one, so maybe Robert Rodriguez comes in and helps co-write with Favreau. So I think it's an interesting thing. I think it's a pretty good thing. I'm pretty excited about it. So I think he's got. Who else? Has anyone else been confirmed? Anybody for directing? Do you guys know anyone else been confirmed besides Robert Rodriguez and Favreau and Filoni? I want to know. I want to know what you guys think. Is it a good idea, or does it stay?
Be on the IMDb or no?
Peyton Reed was confirmed. That's interesting too. Now Peyton Reed, I didn't know that. Peyton Reed, of course, directed Ant-Man. Now, the funny thing was that whole Ant-Man debacle at the time when it was a debacle, very, very publicized split with Edgar Wright and Marvel. And Edgar Wright was signed on to do Ant-Man way before the MCU was even a thing. He was just going to do a Marvel movie. And then once the MCU started, they still had him locked in. He's like, I still want to do the movie I want to do. They said, well, that doesn't fit in our vision anymore. He's like, well, that's not the movie I want to make. And then he left. And he still got producer credit on stuff and took off. But Adam McKay was locked in to do it at one point, and everyone went, Adam McKay, he can't do a serious movie. Well, not serious, but he can't do, he's just goofy comedies. He can't do this. And then fast forward to Big Short and Vice. But he left after a little bit, after working on it, and then enter Peyton Reed. Peyton Reed, I remember being on the set for Ant-Man, and I went to Atlanta for AMC back in, was it 2014, 2015? I can't remember. And Peyton Reed, what Kevin Feige had told us in the room was that he was one of the two guys up for Guardians of the Galaxy, and it ultimately went to James Gunn. But Peyton Reed had been highly considered to do movies for them, and you can see why. His what he did for Ant-Man. What do you got over there?
I'm just trying to find other directors that are on board.
Oh, it's all right. They're telling us. Yeah, they're telling us. So
yeah, Ant-Man. I absolutely I said that's one of my favorites.
I like the first one. Your problem with Thor Ragnarok is what I had with Ant-Man 2.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. I felt that one was a little too goofy, but I do think that Peyton Reed, Robert Rodriguez, Favreau, Filoni, they got to bring Deborah Chow back again, right? We have to.
Would have,
please.
I mean, unless she's
unless she's prepping on Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's who else have they confirmed anybody else? Because I think they already they already had it's already wrapped. So, yeah. Okay, let me see. What we're going to do is we're going to go back into see if there's any more news that we need to hit. And then after that, we're going to go right into this comedy discussion. So once again, guys, get to the Schmobot is going to be on in a second. Get the Schmobot ready to keep going and have your list. Streamlabs.com/theschmodown. Put in any questions that you want, any movies we should talk about, any moments, any underrated comedies, any of those things. Let me know. And if you haven't seen my review of the Clone Wars Season 7 spoiler review, please go and check it out. Okay, anything else going on? We've got Roger Deakins is launching a filmmaking podcast. That's pretty awesome. I might absolutely listen to that. I mean, who wouldn't want to listen to Deakins? That's awesome. Smart. I wonder why he didn't do that a while ago. Probably like my dad, though, doesn't know how to use the damn thing. Perhaps someone's got to do it for him. Universal sets a bunch of 2022 release dates. So that's interesting. Where are they going to show them?
Yeah.
Universal has set aside a number of release dates in 2022 for a bunch of upcoming and untitled event films for the studio. It hasn't revealed what any of these titles will be. No. But it's setting aside these placeholder dates for them. January 14th, February 11th, June 10th, July 22nd, November 18th. This January date will see it go up against Nimona and a Sesame Street film, while the February one will go up against Marvel Studios' Thor, Love, and Thunder.
A Sesame Street film?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah. Sesame Street movie's coming out. That's coming out on in January of 2022, which isn't that far away, and I'll have a 4-year-old that can go and watch it at that point. So that'll be interesting.
That'll be interesting in terms of like the episodes. It's like this is the letter A.
Yeah.
Is it what are they going to be doing that isn't like the show?
Drugs.
Yeah.
The dates come as the war of the words between Universal and exhibitors last week. It's settled down in recent days. I bet you they had some phone calls. Yeah. It's like, come on, it's too public. It's messy now.
Guys.
Can we cut it out? The studio is more focused on itself at the moment as NBC Universal is undergoing a sweeping new reorganization, breaking down the walls between its TV and news divisions under new mandates from CEO Jeff Shell. Well, there's more. We'll see. I think that let me see if there's anything else worth a damn talking about that you guys want to talk about that we should be talking about. I don't know. I think that's it. New Mutants again? What the hell's going on with New Mutants? This movie's it's shot like 20 years ago. New Mutants VOD pre-order briefly appears. Okay. So that's something they should probably definitely do. But where's it gonna go? It's not gonna go on Disney Plus. Where the hell's it going to go? The X-Men spinoff, The New Mutants, has made headlines today for an unexpected reason. The Marvel Comics adaptation, the last of the 20th century X-Men titles to be made before Fox was sold to Disney, suddenly popped up for pre-order in both SD and HD on Amazon Prime this morning for a costly $25.99. No, thank you. This is yesterday's news, apparently. That listing, which had no release date, has since been removed. All right. The Josh Boone-directed film's pre-order page only appeared on that outlet, not Apple, not Vudu, not Google Play, or not YouTube. Since the coronavirus pandemic shut down, there's been talk of the film jumping to either VOD or premiere through either Hulu or Disney Plus. There's no chance. The latter option's unlikely due to existing Fox HBO cable rights deal. You can't keep up Disney Plus, and plus it's like a rated R movie. At the same time, shots of some of the film's monsters like Demon Bear and Smiley Men have gone on to appear on screen, capturing as opposed from a digital copy of the film as opposed to full publicity stills. Did Amazon jump the gun? Looks like it. Disney's Bob Iger recently said more small movies originally meant for theatrical release will pivot to digital just as they did for the much more costly Artemis Fowl. Interesting.
Smiley Man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's everything, everybody. As far as what's going on there. Sorry, Schmobot is back on. Yeah, we should put that on. I'll put him back on.
I did it.
Oh, you did it? Yeah, he's on. Schmobot is on, so let's start this conversation here, everybody. Let's get the comedies going because there's tons of comedies, a lot of great comedies, a lot of things for you guys to discuss today. So what shall we talk about first? We're going to start it all off as we get... What happened? What happened? I shut that down. That's a stupid thing, Brett. I shut down Streamlabs.
What the hell's wrong with you
today? I'm a fucking idiot.
Lawrence Lee donated $20.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Can Drunk Elmo talk about the upcoming Sesame Street movie?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What will you be doing on the film?
Sure, hold on. Can put that on. Elmo, we have, ladies and gentlemen, joining us today, the star of a brand new movie coming out in 2022. Elmo from Sesame Street talking about the movie. Elmo, how are you?
I gotta tell you right now, this movie was supposed to be a standalone Elmo movie.
Wait. Elmo, you're telling me. First of all, Elmo, you seem a little under the weather.
Well, the problem is that I needed to start drinking.
Well, you still wait, what are you drinking, Elmo?
I drink it all. I drink vodka.
Whoa.
For V for vodka.
Little apple
B
juice?
for beer.
Oh, okay.
And T for tequila.
Tea for tequila. Well,
Yeah.
all right. So do you
Those are
now was
letters
it,
of the day.
of course, was it the stress of the movie itself that took you down this dark path?
No, the stress is that it was all supposed to be about me.
About you?
But they brought these other yahoos in.
Yeah.
And then the Big Bird and the Snuffle and this guy and the Grover and all them.
You sound like Brett.
Yeah, it's very hard to do.
Much better.
Well, this is what happens when I get drunk. I turn into other people.
It's an origin story. Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be my origin.
Well done.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That
The
was good.
king of holding.
The holding character. Yeah, that's great. It's really good stuff. Great stuff. I saw somebody comment on the I don't remember what episode it was. Someone just kept saying, great stuff. All right, we're starting now. All right, let's get started here, ladies and gentlemen. We got a long conversation ahead of us because there's so many great comedies out there. Now, remember, this is it can come from the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever you want it to come from, whatever moments you want to also talk about inside of the movies. So if you don't want to put like a list of movies and you want to say Happy Gilmore, the scene where Chubbs
Parasite
eats it.
donated $20. Blazing Saddles and Clue
we
are
go.
classics that never failed to make me America World Police and Spy with Melissa McCarthy I can watch over and over.
Spy is underrated.
I
Spy is an underrated movie.
really like that.
I remember going to see that movie and thinking, oh, here we go again. Melissa McCarthy is just doing the same shit over and over again. Jason Statham is a riot in that movie.
Oh yeah, that was so fun. I really loved that one.
I'm going to run up there. He's on scene all night. I'm going to get to the top. When I get to the top, I'm going to grab a ladder. I'm going to climb up into the sky. I'm going to shake God's hand. I'm going to come back down. I'm going to kick you in the face. You know what I mean? He's going like all these things over and over and over again. So that's a good one. And there's some funny moments. You know what movie? It's not great, but it's not horrendous. It's that movie with Mila Kunis and Kate McKinnon. It's similar to and the audience will tell me as I
roll it in.
As I roll it in. But it's this movie that they're both like they're spies. They're not spies, but she's dating a spy, and that's strange, bro.
Oh no,
It's a
they
good one,
get.
too.
And
she's the spy who dumped me.
The Spy Who Dumped Me.
The Spy Who Dumped Me. That's
God,
what it
did
was.
I see that?
Yeah, it was The Spy Who Dumped Me, and it was just on. It's on Hulu right now. I remember seeing it in the theater. I think I saw it with Ellis, and we reviewed it. I think. I know that I saw it, and whether I reviewed it or not, I have no idea. But I remember thinking how much I was going to hate this movie, and I was like, "Oh, this is entertaining." I remember telling my wife, "You're going to like this," and she's like, "No, I won't. I'm telling you, you're gonna." She's like, "It looks so stupid." I go, "It does. It does look so stupid, but there's some decent moments in it." And she watched it the other day. She really liked it.
But yeah, I
That's not
definitely
bad.
say check out Spy. I think that's one of those ones if you're not a McCartney fan, like McCarthy. If you're kind of like,
Spy.
she always does the same kind. No,
she changes
that
it up a bit.
Check
Yeah,
that one out.
Jude Law's really good in that movie.
Yeah.
I like that
Darth
movie.
Duggan donated
Hi.
$20.
How are you?
I fart in your general
Oh,
direction.
thank you so much.
Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. Monty Python and the Holy Grail is the goat of comedies.
It's up there.
Also, Happy Revenge of the Fifth Shitwads.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Dagan. It's up there. It's up there. I don't. That's one of the movies I remember as
Hotel
a kid.
Nerd donated $20. Best comedy ever is Ghostbusters and not that shit show from 2016. That movie is a fucking disgrace to the franchise and needs to get fucking corona.
Well, that's a little
2020
extreme.
can go fuck itself from World War III and January 2nd fucking murder hornets. Now someone fucking pissed off Jumanji.
Wow, a lot of anger in there.
Yeah, murder hornets are
a lot of-
coming.
I would say murder hornets. I mean, look, my problem with the 2016 Ghostbusters is the biggest problem with it is the approach that I think that it took. I think the approach that it was not having all women in there. I think that's a silly argument. That's you could have made
You
it
had
work.
powerhouse women.
Powerhouse.
In there.
That's not. I always thought that was a silly argument. Oh, they just tried to do an agenda. No, what they did wrong was they didn't follow the lore. They should have.
Yeah.
They should have. The point is
Big
you.
Mo Movie Review donated $20. My other favorite comedies are Step Brothers, Hangover, Anchorman, Borat, Austin Powers, White Chicks,
White Chicks.
Young Frankenstein,
Wow.
and History of the World.
I'm with you on all those except one. You can guess which one.
I don't think I saw
It's-
White
it's
Chicks.
not
No, did
good.
I did.
Lawrence Lease donated $20. Hotel Nerd is mad because I'm beating him.
Maybe so.
True.
But
True.
going back to that Ghostbusters thing, my thing is they teased it as if it was a continuation of the lore.
Yeah.
And then they just like threw Bill Murray in a ridiculous cameo and
Yeah, those
Dak
are all
Wright.
weird.
It didn't have that flair. I would have liked to seen it like kind of continue on. I think that would have been. I think that's because Paul Feig is great. He's done some great movies. He's really a funny dude. He's got a lot. I mean, Bridesmaids for shit's sake. So that's another one. I remember going to see Bridesmaids with Ellis. Going, I can't imagine because this is that and going off Melissa McCarthy here. I didn't know Melissa McCarthy back then, and I said, I hope this just isn't a normal kind of stereotypical. Oh, look, they're poking fun at the overweight woman. I'm doing fat jokes and this stuff too. I hope they're not. And she didn't. She was an all-star at that. And she did. What did she say in the plane? She's like, check under my undercarriage. Whatever she's saying that to. And with the puppies and the thing at the end, she crushes in that movie. And of course the scene of Maya Rudolph. And the thing with Maya Rudolph, I'm a really big fan of Maya Rudolph. I think she's a very talented actress. I think she's a very talented comedic actress. I think you can tell that all the people that she's worked with in the past like really look up to her and like love hanging out with her. The only thing that drives me nuts about Maya Rudolph, doesn't matter where she is, whether she's in a movie, whether she's accepting an award, whether she's doing an interview, she's always singing. She always sings, and it's like, and it's not one of these. It's just like she can't. You can't get an interview out of her. She's like, oh boy, there we go. My wife and I have. It's like an ongoing joke. It's like how long before she sings. Watch anything with Maya Rudolph.
Her mother was a famous singer.
Is that the truth?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably.
I can't think of it's
probably it too. I like. I'm a big fan of Maya Rudolph. She just sings a lot.
Loving you
yeah.
is easy. I can't think of the singer right now.
Yeah. So Nick Bascom says, I think We're the Millers is an underrated comedy. Will Poulter's character was hilarious. We're the Millers is an underrated comedy.
What was that? Is that the one?
It's the one where they pretend it's Jason Sudeikis and Jennifer Aniston and Will Coulter, and I forget who the other girl was, and they all pretend they're a family.
Yeah,
I forget why they pretend they're a family, but it's
oh no, he needed to he drug mule some stuff, right? Or
something like this,
that?
something going on. But he had to put together this fake family to try to get across the border. That's right, and anyway, it's a funny movie.
No, I like that. Yeah,
it's a funny movie, and I think you know who makes it. I'm telling you, this is why I don't compete in this round anymore. I can't. The guy from Parks and Rec, like the main standout guy.
Oh, Nick Offerman.
Yes, Nick Offerman's in it. He plays the dad in that movie, and he does really great in that one. This is great conversation. So I love rehashing a lot of these old movies. Keep them coming, guys. A lot of these schmobots are throwing in.
Isn't that the one? That's the one too, where Jennifer Aniston had to do like a strip teasy kind of.
She does
thing.
that one. But
she got a lot of like, looking good.
Yeah, right. Not as much attention as like Horrible Bosses, which is another one. Horrible Bosses, the first one, pretty funny comedy.
Yeah.
Game Night. Another recent
Love
one,
Game
pretty
Night.
funny movie. I didn't like the Horrible Bosses 2. Wasn't a big fan of that one.
I didn't even know they made it to.
Yeah, I didn't really like that one. So let's get back over because we got to start these. There's so much. You guys got so many coming in. So many great suggestions on both Super Chat and Streamlabs.com. And reminder to everyone, the Schmodown. There's 2 more matches of the regular taped matches that we have. This Friday, we already aired both today. Yesterday and today, it will air to patrons. I think one of the matches that will be up for match of the year, Stacey Howard versus Eric Zipper. It's
Big
an
Mo
incredible
Movie Review
match.
donated $20. Coming to America is my favorite comedy of all time. It never gets old. Can't wait for part 2 to come out.
Well, we're going to get into Coming to America, trust me. And part 2, I wouldn't be as excited if Craig Brewer wasn't involved. The fact that Craig Brewer is involved in that movie, but we'll get into that in a second. But anyway, so the Stacey Howard Zipper match, it goes up for patrons today and yesterday, and it will be Friday. It will be for everybody on this channel. And tomorrow is the Jurassic Park exhibition match that goes to $10 patrons and up. So we are going. I don't know where the start of that thought process was, but we have a lot of cool things coming. And backstage, that's what I want to talk about. Backstage, Ben Bateman, John Roca. They will have on as a stacked crew today. Jeff Snyder's going to be on talking about he's always controversial. He'll be talking about his inner geekdom thoughts about how he doesn't think it's he doesn't respect the inner geekdom division. He'll be talking about that. Who else is on there? They have a lot of people on coming on. There's like 4 guests. I can't remember who the hell is on. So it's gonna be a really good show, and I'll get let's see if Goddard, can you text me a list of who's coming in so I can promote it. But let's get into it. Here we go. First one that we're gonna talk about here on May the 5th. May the 5th, ladies and gentlemen.
Cinco de Mayo.
That's right. Bobcat Goldthwait's birthday. Chimes in. He says today is not Bobcat Goldthwait's birthday. Damn it. Sorry about that.
Missed it by that much.
That's right. Trash Panda, Anchorman is an American classic. Honestly, one of the greatest films ever. Other favorite comedies for me are 40-Year-Old Virgin, Borat, Dumb and Dumber, Mrs. Doubtfire, Zoolander, and Pineapple Express. Most people would agree, I think, with all of this. I am one of those few people, I cannot stand Zoolander.
Really?
I just find Ben Stiller incredibly obnoxious. I know you're supposed to, and that's the point of it.
Yeah.
Just never really had no interest in watching that character ever again. I just thought it was, and I know for at the time when it came out, it was pretty relevant for all the shit going on, but just didn't hit for me. Pineapple Express, I got a kick out of. Mrs. Doubtfire is one of my all-time favorites. Dumb and Dumber, Borat, 40-Year-Old Virgin. We'll talk out of those movies. Let's talk about 40-Year-Old Virgin because I remember, again, this seems to be a theme with me in comedies. I'm very tough on comedies. I mean, I am because I think a lot of times comedies to me are lazy. And a lot of times comedies they just don't hit for me. So I remember seeing a double feature with Mark Riley. And I can't remember the first movie that we saw, but the second one we saw was 40-Year-Old Virgin. And I remember he and I going, we're going to walk out of this thing after we'll give it a shot. Because we were driving down, we saw this stupid face, and it looks like Riley in the face, actually. But we said, we're going to try this thing, and then we'll get out of here if we don't like it, because we've been in the movies now for like the last 2.5 hours. Well, it starts, and we both look at each other like, oh, shit, I think we're in for a good one here.
Yeah.
Because the tone was very different than what I was expecting. I was expecting an over-the-top, really stupid movie where they're just continuously making fun of this guy, and it's not. It's heartwarming, and it's before I really knew a lot about Judd Apatow. I mean, I'd never really seen Freaks and Geeks. I never watched it.
Oh, okay.
So you watch, like, how much heart is in it. It's still classic Apatow. It's like 2.5 hours long. His comedies are so long. Comedies to me, I believe, should be anywhere between like the 90 minutes to 2 hours tops.
I don't remember it being that long.
It's long. It's like 2:15.
Testament how good it is. I mean, it's
Yeah, it's real. It is. It's a great movie. There's some great performances in it all the way around. Seth Rogen is in it and pops in it. And he wasn't the star that he is today. There was Kevin Hart makes an appearance in that movie.
Lorna Page Chowdhury donated $20. Hi guys, my favorite is Pretty in Pink and fried green tomatoes, also Clueless. Happy Chino de Mayo is on Taco Tuesday, got infected by a corona lol.
Oh, jeez. Would you consider fried green tomatoes a comedy?
I don't. I thought that was
It's
more
more of a drama.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's some comedic moments, I guess, but I would put that more in the drama side of things. Clueless is another one. Clueless is one that I would think wouldn't resonate with me. But it does, and it really does. And I think it's the coming out party for Paul Rudd. Nobody knew who Paul Rudd was back then, and Paul Rudd comes out, and Alicia Silverstone, obviously Donald Faison, friend of the show, and he's really good in that movie. And there's some. It was like the answer. It was Amy Heckerling's answer to Fast Times. And
or like Valley Girl.
Yeah, but like it was her. She had directed Fast Times. Yeah. She directed Clueless, and both of those movies for those generations really they stand the test of time. So Clueless is a good one for sure. Trash Panda. I got to throw some love to the Aldous Snow universe of forgetting Sarah Marshall and get him to the Greek. Russell Brand is such a funny guy, and the music he recorded for these is great. I think there's going to be an overall theme for me this entire time. Like, I remember, once again, what is this forgetting Sarah Marshall? Why do I want to see this thing? And I remember laughing my ass off, thinking the same type of thing I thought for Melissa McCarthy that I did for Russell Brand. I'm like, all right, he's going to be the douchey.
The Hotel Nerd Network donated $20. Ghostbusters 20Q6 is like making a Star Trek film and calling it Star Wars or vice versa. Lawrence, I'm not mad, just trying to break Christian and Brett by being slightly different, but it's not working. Feel like a stand-up bombing on stage right now.
Hey, everybody bombs. But at least you get a minute.
Big Buck donated $20. Were they real? You old motorboating son of the rainbows,
Yes.
you old sailor, you.
Yep.
Love Wedding Crashers. I would also add Trading Places, Old School, and the classic Caddyshack.
Now you're talking my language. Now you were talking my language. Wedding Crashers I could watch over and over again. Erroneous! Erroneous on all accounts. It's one of Vince Vaughn's best performances, comedic performances. Because remember, he had a run where he was swingers and everything he was doing. And then he started going off trying to do like a lot of dramatic stuff. He did the Cell, the remake of Psycho.
Yeah.
He did all these Clay Pigeons. He did all these things where he was doing this dramatic stuff, and then he went back into Wedding Crashers. I think it was like 2005 when that movie came out, and it's another one where I was like, okay, let's see what Vince Vaughn's got and the chemistry. Who was just talking about this recently? I saw, can't remember I think it was it was someone that sent me. Olivia Munn was doing this. She's got a new movie coming out, and she was doing this interview because they were talking about. She's like a big movie buff and comedic movie buff, and she was talking about Wedding Crashers, and she said, "I just dream of having that kind of chemistry and those kind of moments with like that they had together because the stuff they were just locked in." Rachel McAdams is great in that movie. Bradley
Raymundo
Cooper
donated $20. What I wouldn't give to be 20
Yes.
years younger.
And a woman.
Hot Shots and the Naked Gun never get old for me.
Hot Shots is, I still think one of the most underrated comedic performances all time. Classic ones. He will make you cry laughing in that movie, Lloyd Bridges. Cry laughing. Before we get into Hot Shots, but Wedding Crashers, Bradley Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
He's the boyfriend. He's the douchey boyfriend. You got to give Bradley Cooper credit because he didn't get stereotyped into always being the bad guy douche. Like, he went from being bad guy douche to a leading man.
Yeah.
Oscar-winning, almost not Oscar-winning, but almost Oscar-nominated director. He gets snubbed, right? Either way, there's a lot of talk about him in a movie. I don't remember if he got nominated or not. That movie to me, I'm one of those. I think that movie's overrated.
Which
it's
one?
not a comedy, but Star is Born.
Oh, see, I didn't see that. No.
I think it's overrated, and people love it. But
I love Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah. Those are. There's comedy in that one. But anyway, so Wedding Crashers is great. Love that suggestion there of Wedding Crashers. But
And was that like kind of Vaughn doing his like monologuing kind of a thing that you liked him? It was like one after a while of seeing some of these serious ones where just a tip, see how it feels. Like that kind of
thing,
rattling off.
Yeah, where he's just sometimes like, well, what do you mean? What are you saying? He's like,
Yeah.
You can figure it out that way, but that's not the way it goes. If you think it's that way it goes, but that's not the way it's going to go because what you think is going to happen, it's not really going to happen.
Yeah.
Like he gets into this like manic thing. I love when he does it and he goes through. He's like, no, that's not right. That's not right. That's not what you're thinking. You're all over the place. Where you should be is back right here, but that's not where you are. You're in the moon. I don't know where you are right now.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
It was that Swingers. When you fell in love with him about Swingers.
Yeah, he was back there, and he did that with and Owen Wilson's. It's a funny movie, man. But yeah, Trash Panda was talking about Sarah Marshall. That's another one where
Kate Parker Schlong donated $20.
Okay, she got a schlong.
Hey guys, I think we need to talk about one of Christian's favorite comedies of all time.
What's that?
Hot Pursuit with Sofia Vergara
Oh
and
my
Reese
God.
Witherspoon.
Oh my
Also,
God.
I put in a schmobot earlier when it was turned off.
Oh, okay.
Have a great day.
I'll read it. Same name.
Yeah, I would like to
Hot
formally
Pursuit.
apologize to Kay Parker Schlong.
Yeah, you should.
We will get to that.
We will get to it. Hot Pursuit is one of the worst movies.
I think I saw this too.
It is so bad. That movie.
Sofia Vergara couldn't even.
There's magazines. There's you can Google pictures of her if you want. You can watch Modern Family.
I do not have a file on my computer.
Right, but dude, that is something that you show people that you're trying to get information
Hotel
out of.
Nerd donated $20. Is Rachka nearby? The old man wears Bengay. I can smell him a mile away.
Nice. Yeah, dude, it's like that movie. I remember watching that movie and saying, like, why would you do this to somebody? Why would you make somebody watch this movie? Why would you put this in theaters? Like, what is this?
Waterboarding of
This
film.
it is like my ears started to bleed. My eyes were like trying to shut down. It was a filth pile. Hated that movie. So stupid. Thanks for bringing it up.
He ruined his day.
He's ruined my day. Anyway, all right, what's next? I can't bring you in. God, poor Kaiser. Kaiser, so bring me in since I inspired this show. I'd like to, man, but the problem is like this. You got to do it through Skype, and Skype's a fucking nightmare. It's not StreamYard, so I can't. And I don't even.
Somebody's got to fix this soon. This is something everybody's dealing with.
I
right?
think that what I'm going to do, it's on my list today to do. I'm going to try to do Zoom. I'm going to see if Zoom works. RB3 said that they've been doing it. He said that he can help me try to figure it out. And I'm going to see if Zoom works so I can start bringing people in because I can't do it right now.
Zoom's a pretty good platform too, as far as you can get a ton of people on there at once.
Oh, Kaiser said, "Well, if you can't do that, oh, okay. Oh, all right. So here's the list. Here's the list for backstage. By the way, Ben Goddard just sent it to me. It's a good list. It's a really good list. So Sam Levine is going to be on today. Winston Marshall, Jeff Snyder, Jared Habon, and Ben Goddard. Hey, well, Ben Goddard's always on. It's there's your list. So go on over there and check it out for sure. It's going to be a good one. Okay. Okay, so this is so what did somebody say? So my brother says tell that fan that Filoni specifically said that he wrote the last 4 episodes so that it could stand on its own, even if you haven't watched any Clone Wars. Exactly.
Wow.
So thank you. My brother coming for the rescue. Nice. Yeah, that's the whole point. So Filoni wrote those 4 episodes for people who didn't watch the so that's he said that's kind of the point. Filoni had said that the reason why he had written those 4 episodes in general was so that you didn't have to watch the whole season if you didn't want to, and you could just kind of tune in. So for that person who wrote that comment, suck it. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, you're all good.
You're a ding dong.
No, you're a ding dong. Kaiser, he says here are his top 5. Raising Arizona, it's a good one. What We Do in the Shadows. I got to see this movie.
Oh,
I got to see this movie. I know, especially after watching the Taika Waititi part of the Mandalorian thing. 48 Hours, action comedy. I'll give you that. There's some crazy shit going on in that movie, but it is very funny. Blues Brothers,
of course.
Number 2, and number 1, Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I'm on. Look, Kaiser and I share a very similar sense of humor. That's why we get along so well. But Young Frankenstein, I actually saw the Broadway play of Young Frankenstein. That's how much I love that movie. Young Frank, there's some stuff going on in that movie that is just it just holds up. Like the putting on the Ritz stuff is just like the putting on the Ritz, the Broomhill, the horse every time it goes over, you say your name or
my favorite scene is I'm gonna go in there, and no matter how much I scream and yell, I was kidding.
I gotta watch that. I really gotta see it. I want to see. You think it's appropriate for an 8-year-old?
Well, I think anything it's all
Spelco
subtle.
donated $20.
Hello.
It's my first time donating.
Thank you.
Thanks for everything. My favorite comedies of all time are Rush Hour 21 and 22 Jump Street and The Hangover.
Continuing the theme.
Yes.
When 21 Jump Street came out,
You're like,
why? Why would you make this? Sebastian Bell's all over the place.
Big Mo Movie Review donated $20. I have a question for you guys. Does any comedy bring back memories of your parents or any family members?
Yes.
History of the World Part 1 reminds me of my dad. He would always say it's good to be the king when I was younger.
Yes.
Young Frankenstein's one of them.
Young Frankenstein's absolutely one of them. Blazing Saddles because of the beans. Mm-hmm. My dad said he's never laughed so hard in his life with all the bean scene. So absolutely. There are a lot of moments that...
Humphrey_Beaufort donated $20. Does Date Night still hold up? I love Hot Shots 1 and Top Secret. Jason Sudeikis is an underrated comedic performer.
Yeah, he is.
Plus, shout out to my brother St. Pussy Lips and Gary Busey.
Fair. Date Night? I don't know if Date Night. Is that the one? Which Date Night? Not the Bruce Willis one. That was Blind Date.
Hotel Nerd donated $20. I count Blair Witch Project as a comedy because I laughed through 98 of the quote-unquote film due to the decisions characters made. The only part that freaked me out was the end in the basement because it looked just like our basement at the time.
True. Yeah, there's movies that I think that are not supposed to be funny that I find hysterical. I remember going and seeing Under Siege 2 in the theater, and I've never laughed so hard. You're definitely not supposed to. I was crying laughing watching that movie in the theater. But as far as memories, another memory that I have that I'll always have the times I've seen my dad laugh so hard in a movie that he was just crying laughing was Weekend at Bernie's. And when they're dragging him through the water and they bang his head on the buoy and I remember my dad like almost in tears laughing from that particular movie.
That whole like log line of that film.
Yeah.
How did that get made, and how did it end up being that fun? I mean, just
who they got at the time. The actors were big, but I remember, and then my mom pushes back on this, but the first rated R movie I ever saw in the theater was Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, really?
And to this day, I don't understand how I got to see the movie. I don't really think my mom knew what she was taking me to when we saw it, because I had to have been 9 years old when I saw it, 8 years old, 9 years old when I saw that movie, and I shouldn't have seen it. And my mother was not. She was not that kind. Like, she was always like, I couldn't watch Three's Company when I was younger.
Oh, that
so
was
she.
Yeah. So.
It's weird because I have such a clear memory of it. She fights me on it to this day. She's like, "Nah, I didn't. That was your father." It's like, not for this one. My father took me to see Vision Quest. That was like the second rated R movie I ever saw. But no, I remember seeing Beverly Hills Cop with my mom, and she's like, and I know exactly the theater I was in. I know exactly when I saw, where I saw it. Not me. Must have been somebody else. I'm like, it was you. Are you sure?
Cop up.
You're making this up. It's not you. It's your Hollywood logic. So anyway, this is a great conversation, everybody. I'm loving this conversation so far. Just keep them coming. Great movies coming out here. Loving it. Any more that you guys want to talk about? Keep firing them up because we have a lot to get through. So many great suggestions here. So many different movies. Ben Rayner, guys. My top comedies are the follows in no particular order: Young Frankenstein, Blazing Saddles, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Dumb and Dumber, Anchorman, Meet the Parents, Happy Gilmore, Animal House, Austin Powers Trilogy, Spaceballs. Well, the first Austin Powers is another one where it seems to me like, when I have no expectations for movies is when they turn out to be the best.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for that next one because it always happens. Because Austin Powers was another one where
Mitch Kruger donated $20. I know it's comedy day, but what are some of your favorite on-screen chemistries? Woody and Matt in True Detective S1 and Eva Green with Daniel Craig in Casino Royale are some of mine.
Well,
I just made my brain break.
I'd have to stick with who's that? Perfect. Oh. I'd have to stick with comedic chemistry because I want to stay on. Yeah. You know who I'll give? Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor.
Oh.
I mean,
one of the best.
See no evil, hear no evil.
Yeah.
There's those two. Gene Wilder was the best yeller in the business. Dan Merle ranked him as like one of the best overactors of all time. But
Lawrence Lease donated $20. Enough, hotel nerd. Just admit you lost. You can't beat me.
Lease coming in with a fire here. That just hotel nerd just woke up.
Stir crazy.
Yeah. Stir crazy. Oh. Yeah, man, they had so many good moments. Those two. That's my favorite kind of comedic. I mean, Laurel and Hardy.
Yeah.
I mean, March of the Wooden Soldiers is a very underrated comedy that nobody watches because it's like 80 years old or whatever it is. It's like 70, whatever it is. It's like 19. It's from 1930 something or like the late 20s. I used to watch that. That's another. I guess to go back to Big Mo. That's another one. I used to watch that with my dad every Christmas. We would watch that together.
Really?
Every Christmas we would watch March of the Wooden Soldiers, and we even did it not too long ago when he came out to California. It's what a riot that. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Oh, dude, go back and watch it. It still holds up. March of the Wooden Soldiers. It's so with Barnaby and the whole. It's
wow.
Oh, it's great. It's really, the chemistry between those two is amazing. So, yeah, those would kind of be the ones that kind of stand out in my head. Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen.
Oh,
this one too.
100%.
Men at Work. Yeah.
Dose Edie Red 2 donated $20. Some comedies to throw out there: Hot Rod, the Lego Batman movie, Hot Fuzz Bunnies the movie, and the Goat Doctor Strangelove. I mean, my God, Peter Sellers and George C. Scott crush it. Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
That's right. Hot Rod, and I probably have to go back and revisit that. I walked out of Hot Rod.
Hot Fuzz Bunnies, what happened there?
What's this one? Which one?
It said Hot Fuzz Bunnies, the movie?
I don't know, missed it. But Hot Rod, I walked out of.
Really?
Yeah. I have to revisit it because I remember I'd seen it was another one of those double feature days. My buddy Mike and I went in and we watched. I think it was one of the Harry Potter movies, and at the same time, whichever one came out the same year as Harry Potter. I think it was number 5, and as Hot Rod. And we walk in and we saw it because Andy Samberg, who I've talked about, I used to do stand up with Andy, and I wanted to support Andy and go in and I was I used to do laundry with Andy. Remember? I told you stories. Remember that place on 3rd? Yeah. It was right by my old place. It was called the Washing Machine or whatever it was. And I used to, and because Andy and I would do stand up at the Improv together, and then I would always run into him there. We'd bullshit there. And I remember it was right around the time where he popped. He popped in like 2005. And so I wanted to go support it, but I was just like, I did not like that movie.
He is very over the top in it, and I think it can't.
Yeah.
You have to buy into that first before you can enjoy it, I think.
I got to see it again. It was a long time ago. People love that movie. I got to go back and see it.
It's schlocky, if you will.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Groundhog Day is one that I'm sure we'll talk about in a second, but that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love Groundhog Day.
Fox Fart Punch Tom donated $20. I watched Happy Gilmore about 100 times with my brothers growing up.
Yep.
Shooter McGavin is probably my favorite villain in a comedy.
Shooter. He's really good. He's a great villain. There's some great stuff going on in that movie. There really is some great stuff. A great follow-up to Bill
Hotel
Madison,
Nerd donated $20.
Hello.
Lawrence, we need to get you on HNP sometime. I'd love to do a schmodown match against you just for the hell of it when this shit clears up if Christian would do it. Also, best movie quote is I came here to kick kitten and chew bubble gum and I'm all out of gum.
Yep.
Kick ass, I think it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
From
it's Apocalypse Now?
No. It's from They Live.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know
Roddy
what the hell I
Piper.
was
Yeah,
thinking.
Roddy Piper walks in.
I was thinking I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Yeah. I wonder if Roddy made that had made that line up, because that's such a Roddy Piper type line.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper would have such great lines and things that he would say. Some of them. You ever see the clip where
Big Mo Movie Review donated $20. Abbott and Costello is another great duo that had great chemistry.
Yep.
Laurel and Hardy were hilarious too. My dad introduced me to March of the Wood Soldiers and I died laughing.
So good.
Classic.
Did you ever see when Roddy Piper hit himself over the head with the bottle? This has got to be from like the late 70s.
You're going to hit this and you're going to hit that where? Your forehead? Yes, sir.
Just for anybody, go to Roddy Piper proves he can make a bottle of beer disappear the fastest. This is from the great friend of the show, Roddy Piper. Watch this. Have you seen this?
Oh.
Yeah, watch. Yeah, this is nuts. These guys are...
Noella Pease donated $20. Some of my favorite comedies include Pee-wee's Big Adventure, This Is the End, The Hangover,
Now watch.
Even though Toy Story 3 is my favorite of the four, the first Toy Story is the funniest.
Oh, look at his head.
Just any normal man down,
see all the blood coming down his head?
Yo Jimbo
he doesn't break. He's
donated
the best.
$20.
Jesus.
Some of my favorite comedies: National Lampoon's Vacation and Christmas Vacation, Spaceballs, Naked Gun, Holy Grail,
That's
and
a
the
good
one I
one.
can always watch no matter what, Airplane.
Those are great ones too. 80s had some great comedies, man. Vacation to me, I don't give a frog's fat ass what you think.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, you'll be whistling zippity doodah at your assholes.
Yep.
Holy shit. It's the best.
You know, Russ, when a man gets older, there's certain things that he does, like swimming naked with women. Yeah, like swimming. No. Like,
Yeah, that relationship with him and his son and everything that he does. Because Clark Griswold is not a great guy. He really isn't. He's
self-centered.
He's self-centered. He wants to bang other women. He doesn't.
No.
But he wants to, and he does all these things, and he's like, and he really is. He just wants to do the thing that he wants to do. But going back to a movie that we've been talking about a lot.
Hey, Roaring. Jeg har en turf in Tom's penis.
Splash has not only a great performance by John Candy, which we talk about all the time. Eugene Levy is absolute, as the kids say, fire in this.
Yeah.
He is so, just me and the moron twins. We're not morons. I noticed we're not twins. I just fucked up the whole line. But when he's just like, what a week I'm having. It's like he's so good.
He's
in
amazing. And if television, but if you're not watching Schitt's Creek, you're missing out.
Yeah, I'm definitely missing out. I tried it.
Really?
I thought it was fine, but one of the same thing that I have with the wife's out. We go on to the next thing. This is from
Salad
Matt.
One Bako donated
salad.
$20. An ex-girlfriend I had took me to see Twilight, and I remember laughing at several parts of the movie the whole time, thinking it was a spoof on vampire movies, and afterward she got very upset with me and told me I ruined it for her. Thus she's my ex.
Makes sense.
Well, you dodged a bullet there.
There's some dopey shit going on in that movie for sure. Yeah.
I saw them all because
Yeah,
my wife read the books.
I had to review all of them.
Yeah.
Maximilian. Hey, Christian. It was me who was wearing the Wildberry shirt in that video that Lin-Manuel Miranda tweeted.
Oh, wow.
You are the best, man. Thanks for showing love. Of course. That was so. Check it out. I just tweeted it out. Max had posted this video to congratulations. It was really cool. Lin-Manuel had kind of retweeted this kid's video that he made, and inside of the video, he was wearing a Wildberry shirt.
Donated
It's really
$20. You don't even know a movie quote.
Uh-oh.
Clearly you don't know shit.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's true. I did mess that quote up. See that guy over there. Good morning, SEN. I have a top 10 list, but I'll just go with 5. Wayne's World, Hot Fuzz. Wayne's World, Hot Fuzz, School of Rock, Anchorman, Monty Python, and the Holy Grail. So out of the Wayne's World is another one that I was looking forward to very much.
Yeah.
That was and the hype behind that one was, remember how big that movie was? It came out in February of 92. That movie was so hyped.
And the sketch was so good.
It was great.
Yeah.
The characters that they have, the interviews that they would have on there, the moments that they would have, but they had a really good story involved for that first movie. Ellis swears by the second one. A lot of people love that second one.
Security guard Lasky donated $20.
Good.
Sorry, folks, park's closed. Moose out front should have told ya.
Exactly.
Sorry, folks.
Lasky,
Park's
he's great in that one too. He's so good in that one. Yeah, because he was John Candy was Summer Rental. Great Outdoors.
Great Outdoors.
Yeah, man. Uncle Buck. Buck's on there.
Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck's great.
Yeah.
Uncle Buck's a good one.
And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles just crushingly.
It's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I like that movie. I don't love it as much as everyone else does, but I like that movie. And then The Jerk, obviously.
Yeah.
Cans! They're shooting at the cans! Marshall Weeks. My favorite comedies are Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Ace Ventura. Somebody likes Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
40-Year-Old Virgin, Borat, Trailer Park Boys. Trailer Park Boys is a movie, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and every Chris Farley movie. Superbad, Shaun of the Dead, Rush Hour, A Night at the Roxbury. You got to talk about Borat, because Borat's another one. I watched Ali G religiously. Mm-hmm. Didn't you used to come over to my place and watch it? You did, right? So I watched that show religiously. I thought that the second I saw what that guy was doing, I said, that's a fucking comedic genius right there. Because it is so hard to do what he does. He never breaks. He is that person from the second he steps in there. He has like this. It is crazy what he's able to do, and to what he was doing to the people he was doing it to. And then when Borat would come on that show, I was just like, Borat is that is the best.
Yeah.
And as they're doing a Borat movie, I said, are you kidding me? And when that movie, I laughed so hard during that film. The stuff like, what does he say? He's like, it smells like a shit.
What's the one that I did?
No more Magic Gypsy.
I didn't like one that he did. The Emperor, the Ruler.
Bruno?
No, Bruno I liked. It was the one where he was the dictator.
Oh, I never saw it.
Yeah,
it was like a real movie, right?
Yeah, and it was supposed to be funny.
No, but it wasn't. But it wasn't like pretend. He wasn't like tricking people. Like
no,
right?
It was
like a real movie.
Scripted.
Yeah. He was good in the what's the Ricky Bobby movie. I remember him being pretty funny in that too.
And he wasn't that bad in the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
The what's that? The Johnny Depp movie?
Yeah. Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. That's right. Marshall Weeks, who just put that one in. Thank you. Michael Lorette Dingus. Better Off Dead. It's a good one. Mm-hmm. Billy Madison. Happy Gilmore. Pick of Destiny. School of Rock. Jay and Silent Bob. So School of Rock is one that I think should be talked about, because the best comedies that are the hardest comedies to pull off are the ones that really make you laugh but have a lot of heart and meaning to them. That's what we mentioned before, 40-Year-Old Virgin. But I think that School of Rock is absolutely one of those movies where it's not just about the goof of this guy going back the Billy Madison thing of becoming like this teacher. He's pulling a con that this only way he can rock out, but he forms a really good relationship with these kids, and it became like a thing. Like there's School of Rocks out there to teach kids to do music. It's a movie that kind of changed a lot of different things and made people's lives better. Strangely enough, so see that guy over there. My other 5 are Scott Pilgrim, the Jump Street franchise, Superbad, Zombieland, and Liar Liar. Going back to Jump Street because someone brought that up before. 21 Jump Street. And so when we brought that up, we said, well, why would you do that? Why would you do 21 Jump Street again? Like, what? Why? And with Channing Tatum, like he's the dancing guy.
Yeah.
He's done like a couple of action. He's not going to be able to do comedy. Jonah Hill could do comedy, and boy, that was the one that I think Channing Tatum turned everyone around. He turned everyone around and said, like, oh, you don't think I'm that good of an actor? Well, watch this. And because you can tell that he doesn't take himself seriously. He's having a lot of fun. Him and Jonah Hill, talk about great chemistry. Great chemistry. And there's this one line in there where I can't remember what it was. And so the 2 female cops and it's the...
Burton Mercer donated $20. Who wants an orange whip? Orange whip? Orange whip? 3 orange whips.
Give me the movie.
John Candy, Blues Brothers.
Right.
When they're watching and he's looking at him on stage, he's like, "I'm gonna get you."
Yeah, I'm not. It's funny because that one I've seen it. I just not. It's like not. It's not in my top. But I remember in 21 Jump Street when the female cop, she goes, "What you guys think? You're funny, like fingering each other's assholes." And he's like, "We're not fingering each other's assholes."
There's a scene, I don't know if it's in the first one, where they're meeting up with some like gangbangers, and he's like, he's doing this accent, and he's like, and there's Dora and Boots.
I don't remember which one.
Yeah, it's this whole thing where
both of them. That's the other thing that it's hard to do. By the way, it is very hard to do comedy sequels. Most comedy sequels are shit.
Yeah,
most of them. Not 21 Jump Street. Not 22 Jump Street. 22 Jump Street is damn funny. The second Austin Powers is pretty funny. Most second comedies, shit.
Yeah.
But not this. Not this one. This was a really good one. Andrew G. My favorite comedy is Rise of Skywalker. I can't tell you how much silly shit I laughed at during that. Hilarious, though I thought it was pretty high when I watched it the first time. Nice. Nick Piccolo. Dumb and Dumber is my all-time favorite movie. Favorite comedy. I grew up watching Jim Carrey movies, and the bathroom scene always cracked me up. Yeah, I mean, that is a classic comedy, and it's quoted religiously in the Schmodown parts, and it's brought up in Schmodown. This is my advice to Schmodown competitors. Whenever you get a comedy question and you don't think you know the answer, just guess Dumb and Dumber, because most likely Chris Skaliski will ask a dumb. I would guarantee you that Chris Skaliski has that in his top movies, because he's asked. I can't remember who did this. There was a fan that went back and went and did do you know this movie was asked about this many times, and they
really?
broke it down. Yeah, Frank's a master statistician, but I don't think he's ever done this. Mark Jason Ali, Liar Liar was Jim Carrey at his best. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time. Liar Liar is another one where I think it combines the heart, because the idea behind it, this guy who's just like, it's business first. He's got his kid that he really can't pay attention to, his ex-wife and all this, but it's really about his kid, and he really needs to be with his kid, and all these things are going on, and Bruce Almighty. Bruce Almighty, by the way, where it really introduced you to Steve Carell.
Yeah.
That one, there's 2 movies that I really remember losing it uncontrollably, like laughing, and it was that scene. The movie itself is okay. It's like the first half of the movie is really funny, and then it just kind of falls apart. But the first, I shouldn't say falls apart, just isn't as good as the first part. But that Steve Carell scene, I remember that whole theater. It was like being in a comedy club watching Richard Pryor at his best, and you're just like everyone dying laughing. The other one was Team America. Was the throw up scene. Because it just goes on so long. Like when it should end, it goes on for like another 5 minutes.
That's a gift to do that kind of a thing, where you can take people to where it's like, please stop doing this. Oh my God, you're still making me laugh.
It's still going on. And you're like, okay, like this should have stopped a long time ago, but it's just because it's just going on and on and on, and then the crazy sex scene. That Team America is a really funny movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Hans Bricks, and then every time the puppets fight, they like slap each other.
Yeah,
and they go, and it's like what still dumb. It's so wonderfully dumb.
Again, on paper, you explain this to somebody. They're
Yeah, well, it's
like,
the South Park
sure.
guys, so you go, okay. All right, get back on over, guys. So there's 828 people watching, 252. You guys want to do it? Let's do it. All right, let's get to 400. Are you ready? We got to get to 400 likes, everybody. Here we go. All right, everybody.
Come on.
Think this is a comedy? Well, make me laugh and get to 400 likes here. We're not going to talk about your favorite comedies.
Nope.
Tough shit. All right, here we go. 400 likes. We need 400. We're at 258. This is horse shit. Got to get to 258. Let's get to 400. I put a stormtrooper in my nose and let him blow up one of my nostrils. All right, everybody. 298. Got to get to 400.
Smart.
Let's get to 400, you fuckers. All right, 298. 298. Go. 321. 321. Now 400. Got to get to 400. My throat's really scratchy. Can I have a lozenge? All right, everybody. 336. 336. Got to get to 400. Got to get to 400. Come on, everybody. 400. I'm going to shave my eyebrows off and kick myself in the scrotum. 354. No, 345. I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic. Now it's 356. I can tell the future. All right, everybody. 356. Need to get to 400. Need to get to 400. Is Gremlins a comedy or is that just my mother-in-law? Oh, I'm kidding. 365. 365. Got to get to 400.
You cad.
I am a cad. 400, everybody. 366. 366. You need to get to 400. Come on, everybody. 400. 372. 372. Got to get to 400. Can you get to 400? If you don't get to 400, you never get your comedy red. Got to get your comedy red. Let's see. 377. Got to get to 400. Almost at 400. 380. We're at 380. Come on, everybody.
Until you.
That's right. We're going to talk about Anne Hathaway and Keira Knightley movies in a second if you don't bring up the 400. All right, everybody. Come on, everybody. 386. 386. What can we do to get to 400? You just got to, whatever you're doing, get off that shitter and hit the like button. Get off that shitter. Get off that shitter and hit the like button.
Get off the show.
Get off the shit, everybody! Hit the like button. 384. Hit it now. 384. 384 now. Come on, everybody. Got to hit it. If you don't hit it, 388. 388. You're taking your sweet ass time. 800 people watching. 391. 391. Got to get the 400 or we're not going to start the conversation. Got to get the 400. Almost there, everybody. 394. 394. Hep. 394. 394. Hep. 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 396. 396. Can we get there? Oh, we're at 396. Got to get the 400. Almost at 400, everybody. Oh, hit the like button while you're at the shit up, or wash your hands right after with 398. 398. Sold. Come on,
Ball fingers.
There we go. Nice job, everybody. You did it. Someone said, thank God. That's right. See, you got to hit it quick. You fucks. All right, here we go.
It's a very simple concept.
It's a very easy concept.
You hit the like.
Yep. That's it. Oh, before I go any further with this, you talking about comedy. Did you see this thing that Roxy posted about the monkey?
No.
Oh, dude. Watch this thing. So Roxy posted this video of this monkey. I'm not gonna, don't read it yet. Don't read it. I want to show you. I don't want you to know what's going on. So watch this monkey. This monkey. Watch what this monkey does. This grabs his kid.
Oh, Jesus.
Look.
Hey, mask.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, that kid's got to be like 3 years old.
_wires donated $20. One of my favorite comedies of all time is also the first R-rated movie I saw in theaters that my dad took me to when I was 13.
Good one.
Good Morning, Vietnam.
It's a great one because that's all Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Because that movie shouldn't necessarily be a comedy, but it's because of what he does and his style and the way that he plays Adrian Grenier. Like that whole thing. That's a great suggestion. It is definitely it's a serious movie though too because of what goes down and the stuff that he's got to deal with in Vietnam and what he was able to do and bring joy to those soldiers during it.
It's kind of like us right now during this pandemic.
I wouldn't go that far. But did you see?
I think it's exactly.
Oh, thank you. Did you see that? But what I showed Brett just now is there was a monkey that kidnapped a kid, or tried to anyway, and he grabs it. And I said the biggest question is who's the monkey working for?
Yeah.
Like who told the monkey to do that? Someone told the monkey.
And that wasn't a very large monkey either.
No, it was a small monkey.
Kid
grabbed the
kid. Bigger than the monkey.
What's going on there? So
Eric donated $20.
Hello, Eric.
Not sure if these have been said, but Tropic Thunder, Naked Gun 1 and 2 are some of my favorite comedies.
Good ones.
Leslie Nielsen makes me laugh out loud so hard. It's not for everyone, though.
What, Naked Gun? I think Naked Gun is close to it for everyone. It is a brilliant spoof. It's hard to get away with spoofs like that, man. Yeah. It's hard to be able to do it. And because Police Squad and from Tales of Police Squad and everything he did, and he was a serious actor coming up, and he switched over. It was because what Leslie Nielsen did so brilliantly was that he played it so straight. Mm-hmm. But he was just Frank Drebin was so damn naive and such a dope that it made it so much funnier. Like, nice beaver.
Yeah.
And it's
kind of the same. Anchorman's the same way, where he's not big. he thinks he knows what he's talking
Right.
about, and he's very serious about these
Right.
things, but sounds like a complete fucking idiot.
Yes, but Will Ferrell still will ham it up.
Yeah.
Ham it up, which is fine. The character calls for it with Anchorman. Anchorman is very funny, but Frank Drebin is like by the books policeman. Like he doesn't get all hyped up and scream because Will Ferrell will scream at Christina. You know what I mean? Like he definitely takes himself very seriously, but not in the way that like he believes that Frank Drebin believes he's the best police officer and everything he's doing is right. Like this, it's Enrico Palazzo. It's that movie is a classic comedy, if not one of the best. That and Airplane. I mean, Airplane is hard to beat. It really is hard to beat. Like that one, like it's just like this. Because for that movie at 1980 to still hold up with all the stuff that, even with the references, like there's a Saturday Night Fever reference in there, it still holds up because Saturday Night Fever is a classic. Even though it's like the 70s, it still holds up. There's moments like I got a drinking problem and he throws the thing over his shoulder. It's like stupid. Like, don't call me Shirley. There's so much great stuff. If you've never seen Airplane because you didn't think it was going to hold up, you're like, I don't know, movies. It's a comedy from like, almost 40 years ago. Or 40 years ago. It is 40 years ago. Shit. Watch that movie. I promise you, you will laugh your ass off at that movie. It's a really funny movie. Surge Sauce. Hey, guys. So a comedy that I feel doesn't get talked about enough is Office Space. I watched it for the first time last year, and I couldn't believe I'd never seen it before. I lost my shit from beginning to end. See, Office Space is definitely a big college movie.
Yeah.
People love that movie. I remember that movie. You could not go anywhere without somebody talking about that movie when I was in college. I always liked it and never loved it like everyone else did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I always liked it. Everyone like swears by that movie. It's one of the funniest movies ever. It's just one of those movies that I thought's a good movie. Just didn't love. Jennifer Aniston's in that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just plays the waitress. Yeah.
And works at the TGI Fridays knockoff place.
That's right. NE114 ABJ. You keep on missing it, so just read my name out again slowly. E14 ABJ. Do you get it?
No, I can't even read it. What does it say?
E14. I don't know what it is. Sorry, buddy. Not registering. Lawrence Leese, who put in a Schmobot. Hotel Nerd, who also put in a Schmobot. Big Mo Movie Reviews, talking about My Cousin Vinny. My Cousin Vinny was it is a very funny movie, and it does hold up, and it is because that's another one that has a really good story. Ralph Macchio in that one plays, Vinny's cousin. But it's one of those things where you just watch the progression of this character because he's a good lawyer.
Yeah.
But he's kind of a mess up, and he's got to watch himself like the two Utes.
Two Utes. That's the first thing they get.
The two what?
The two Utes.
Two Utes. Utes.
The two Utes.
It's a great movie. It's a great movie. I love that.
First thing that came to my head.
Yeah, of course. The two Utes. Low-key geek. Hey, he's a low-key geek. He tries to be out there when he wants to be, but hey, he's a low-key geek. My all-time favorite comedy will always be Clue, but I always loved History of the World Part 1. I think we're overdue for the sequel. I'm waiting for Mel Brooks to do something with Spaceballs because they've talked about it, and I think that the time is right to do it now if he still, wants to do movies.
How old is Mel Brooks?
He's got to be in his 90s. I mean, let's see. He's got to be.
Is he still making? Can he still make stuff? I'm not saying
he's still pretty active. I mean, he's 93, dude.
Yeah,
he's 93. I don't know about him directing. I mean, maybe he helps. 93 years old. He just did his son right when all the coronavirus stuff was going on. His son did a really great video. And he was outside of his father's house, and Mel Brooks was like on the glass, like, and typical Mel Brooks style. But 93 years old, I don't think we're gonna see him doing. Elon Musk just had a kid. Elon Musk and Grimes welcome a baby boy. That kid's not gonna do anything for his whole life. Okay, so let's go back over. Your favorite Postman? I just watched The Princess Bride for the first time on Disney Plus. I enjoyed it. Absolutely a comedy, fantasy comedy. Good moments in that for sure. That's Rob Reiner, who's got a lot of comedic, obviously blood in his body, and takes that over there. I think it's a mixture of both, and there's a lot of good humor in that one. It's a good choice. PLD, My favorite comedies: Major League, great one; Spaceballs, Wedding Crashers, Billy Madison, Ace Ventura, Blues Brothers, Animal House, Shaun of the Dead, Big Lebowski, Tag, Vacation, Clerks 2, Tropic Thunder, High Fidelity, and Office Space. I guess I got to go back and watch Tag again. I bailed on it.
Yeah, I didn't see Tag.
Beardo loved that movie and talked about it like religiously, and I bailed on it. I just thought it was so stupid.
High Fidelity skates a line of
It's both.
It's
both though.
I mean, a lot of heart, but
yeah.
I loved it.
But it has a line to it. Animal House is one we haven't really talked about. Animal House is a classic for sure. It's a great one. Animal House is yeah.
And the fact that wasn't that just completely low budget? They were running out of money. There was
Hotel Nerd donated $20. South Park bigger, longer, and uncut shot your fucking face, Uncle Fucka. You're a kitten sucking rainbows licking Uncle Fucka. You're an Uncle Fucka. Yes, it's true. Nobody fucks uncles quite like you.
Yes, that's another one I remember seeing in the theater, and the place was on fire, like laughing so hard.
Troy donated $20. It's really hard to rank your favorite genre.
Yeah.
10 Idiocracy, 9 Flowers, the movie 8 Step Brothers and Anchorman, 7 Clerks and the rest of Kevin Smith, 6 Hot Fuzz / Shaun of the Dead, 5 Grandma's Boy, 4 Blues Brothers, 3 Tommy Boy, 2 Happy Gilmore, 1 Dumb and Dumber.
Tommy Boy is one we haven't really talked about a lot. Tommy Boy's a good one. Fat guy and a little. That and Mallrats is another one. Mallrats I talk about. That's one of my favorites. We've talked about that recently.
Heavy rotation in college. That one over and over.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jason Lee is so good in that movie.
Oh, God.
They don't talk about him. And Michael Rooker, really good in that movie, too, at playing the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really good in that movie.
But Jason Lee, just his monologuing and just kind of like walking around and carrying that little cup. I mean, just the ridiculousness of that
really
character.
Good. K. Parker Schlong, the first Schmobot that the Schlong put in was, hey, Christian, in terms of new movies to review, you should check out Extraction on Netflix, a pretty damn good action movie with Hemsworth. Or Bad Education on HBO with Hugh Jackman. Both good watches that you could review. I think I'm definitely going to review Extraction. I've gotten enough requests for it,
Arcadio
and I want to see
donated
it.
$20.
Thank you, Arcadio.
Has no one mentioned Animal House yet?
Who?
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Well, we talked about it briefly, and we were just about to bring it up. It is when he smashes that guitar on the stairs, when he's walking down and the guy's playing the guitar, he just
I gave my love a penny.
But the way that he hands it back, like so apologetic, he just gives it back to him, and the guy just accepts it, like shit. Nothing is over until the whole thing.
So there's a story about Animal House that was Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
That he asked for like $250,000, and they're like, we can't pay you this, dude.
Yeah.
And finally he settled for $20,000 plus points on the film, and he ended up making a shit ton of money because it became a classic.
Smart move. It's better for him to stick around, and he's not even in it that much.
Yeah, tiny role.
He's barely in it. So, but yeah, the fact that they got him, it's big. Okay. Johnny P. Hey, guys. Hope you're well and staying safe. We just got 13 days, no new COVID cases here in South Australia. That's awesome. My favorite comedy is an Australian film called Hercules Returns. Oh, hell yeah. Check it out. P.S. Ordered my T-shirt yesterday. Is that the one with Arnold? Or is that Hercules Goes Bananas? So just a reminder, as Johnny says, this bad boy, it's still on sale. It's not going to be on sale for very much longer. Link is in the description, everybody. It is available until midnight on the 8th. Then it's gone.
Gotta get it.
You got to get it. You're going to remember it forever. And you got, come on. Look at that. Look at his face. It is really one of the best designs and one of the best shirts we've ever had. And when the live events are going on, I'm going to be looking for them in the crowd. And I hope that you get one today.
You know what? Sorry.
Yeah.
To go back to something, I fucked that story up. He didn't take the points.
Oh, he didn't?
He settled for $35,000 and now is like
kicking himself in the ass.
Yeah, because
it
roast a lot of money.
Of course,
over the
continuously does it. All the merch that one the college shirt alone. Yeah. Oh wow, yeah, definitely.
That was the story.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well, yeah. Shit, probably didn't think he was going to make any money. Sir,
100%.
Yeah, Sir Lord Attenborough. Hey, guys, hope you're doing good. We did that one already? No, we didn't. My favorite movie of all time, not even just comedy, is Big Lebowski. I consider it a comedy. It's absolutely a comedy.
Yeah.
So it's also one of the greatest comedies in the last 25 years. Austin Powers 1 and 2 are great, as well as Wayne's World. Zang. Yeah, Austin Powers, the first one, when he's backing that thing out of the... I mean, I can't tell you how many times I heard that movie quoted in college, Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah.
1. Like, there you are. Oh, I know you? No, but there you are. You're right there. Big Lebowski, though, the stuff that... I remember watching that with my wife a few years back. She had never seen it before, and she lost it.
Yeah.
Lost it last.
I discovered that one later. That was one that I didn't.
Lebowski?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I had seen like Raising Arizona, but for somehow Big Lebowski was off my radar, and I had to come back to that. I was like, what? Because I knew it was a cult classic, but
really
it was
is.
like, and it did. It did.
Yep.
Lawrence Lee Stone needed
Oh,
$20.
he's back.
I see you're drinking one. Is that cause you think you're fat? Cause you're not. You could be drinking whole if you wanted to. God give some love for Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, yes.
You love that movie.
Absolutely
Tell me about
loved it. And I don't know anything about Napoleon Dynamite. I think the characters are that there's a realism about them that like it might seem over top, but it's just these are people that you would see in a small town, going to high school. Napoleon Dynamite, just his performance in that is it's hilarious. You didn't like it?
It's not that I didn't like it. It's the same thing like Office Space and those other movies. There was so much hype around that movie too that everyone like loved and quoted and everything too. And I just like, that's all right.
I missed it before I got in before the hype.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It was just,
that's
one I've watched a ton of times.
You just want to talk about a crazy rumor going around right now?
Uh-oh.
It's a crazy rumor. It's nothing fact, but there's rumors. And this is, again, I don't take it from, this is, it says, is Disney getting ready to buy the WWE? A rumor going on. Said put on those tinfoil hats and get ready to get nuts because they got a wild rumor to discuss. Though, given the state of this from MovieWeb, so I don't know. Again, take a grain of salt. Though, given the state of the world, it might not be as crazy as it sounds on the surface. It seems, based on what's going around in the rumor mill, that Vince may be ready to sell the WWE, and it seems ESPN and Fox are in line to buy it. That would, in effect, mean that Disney would own the largest professional wrestling company in the world. Again, before proceeding, we must caution it's nothing more than just a rumor. That said, former wrestler Dutch Mantel recently took to Twitter to stir the pot. Per Mantel's account, the WWE is looking to sell, with the big deal being negotiated currently. Per his account, the deal could be done sometime in the next couple of weeks. Here's what he had to say about it. Where did it go? Where is that? Is that just a tweet or something? What's going on? I don't know where the hell it went. Okay. Huge news. Any truth to this overheard directly out of WWE Stanford is that a deal is being negotiated to sell WWE and the network to ESPN and Fox by early as mid-May. Let's assume that any truth. ESPN is owned by Disney. As for Fox, Disney closed a landmark $71.3 billion deal last year and absorbed most of its assets. Certain entities such as Fox News and Fox Sports were reformed into the new Fox Corporation. But it seems that Dutch Mantel is saying that Disney-owned entities are making the play for the WWE. That would mean Disney would add another huge layer to its already massive media empire. The WWE is struggling right now.
Yeah.
Along with most of the entertainment industry, Disney may need to diversify to keep its empire strong. As the world is going to be changed on the other side of this, getting into professional wrestling at the highest level would be one way to do it. Vince McMahon, in a statement made recently for WWE's quarterly earnings reports, said they were exploring creative ways to ensure the long-term visibility of the organization. The fans will lose their minds in a bad way if the
Disney.
WWE... Yes. If the WWE is sold to Disney, the fans...
They'll be worried about it being
there's no chance.
cleaner or not so.
So they went in a family. They went in a family, not family, but it was family oriented for a bit, more of like a PG version. For a long time, it was in like the classic era, right? It was more family, and then it went Attitude Era, and there was the middle fingers and the suck it and all that stuff too, and the high violence and the headshots. And Vince went more to a family thing, and then they started recently over the last like year and a half, started going back to more like cursing on the air and saying you're not going to do that anymore on Disney. I don't know, and then putting it on like Disney Plus and stuff. I think it's a bad move. Not for Disney. If Disney can get it, it makes sense for them. But I selling to Disney, I can't imagine this rumor's true.
I'm wondering how many companies are going to get scooped up by big boys like Disney during this.
Well, right now, but they need some help.
Even Disney's taking it.
That's what I'm saying, Disney. So what does that mean? I don't understand people sometimes. All right, let's get back on over to the comedies conversation. Sir Lord Attenborough, Hot Shots 1 and Part 2 are comedic gems. Lloyd Bridges was hilarious. All the great slapstick comedies used to make me cry laughing, and I wish more of those types of comedies were made today. Naked Gun, Airplane. What are your favorite comedies? Hot Shots is one of my favorite comedies for sure. Caddyshack, Animal House, Airplane, all those ones you mentioned. But the reason why they're not made today is because Naked Gun, they're just not easy to make. They're hard to do, and even Leslie...
Big Beck donated $20.
Thank you.
Hey, you want to make $14 the hard way? You take drugs, Danny? And last but not least, if I kill all the goofers, they're going to lock me up and throw away the key. Chevy Murray and Dangerfield classic.
That scene with Chevy Chase and Murray, especially, the backstory, they didn't like each other. Like there was major beef with Bill Murray and Chevy Chase.
In Caddyshack?
Before Caddyshack, because of Saturday Night Live.
Oh, yeah.
Because Bill Murray came in after him, and because Chevy Chase was like notorious dick.
Yeah.
Right? And he was like a big breakout star of Saturday Night Live in the first season. He left after, season 1 or season 2?
Yeah, it was
season 1. And then that's when they brought Bill Murray in, and then there was like this kind of, camaraderie, and so having then I forget the whole story behind it, but they finally got them to do a scene together. It's a great scene. But I love that scene though. You do drugs, Danny? Yeah, good. Scrub the waffles, sure. I'm playing the Uncharted game series right now. My dream cast for it is James Roday as Nathan Drake, Bruce Campbell as Sully, Brie Larson as Elena, and Tom Pelphrey as Nate's older brother. Thoughts? I love it. I just think they're going in a different direction from what you're trying to cast, but they're going in a very different direction. They're going the prequel side. Mark Wahlberg as Sully, I just don't understand that at all. Tongue punch fart box waiting for someone to say The Martian was their favorite comedy. Cold and Gloves. It didn't make no sense.
Right.
So stupid. Wiley Todd. See?
Bless you.
I did it, and I did it where I didn't have to do it.
Did it.
I'm like, who did that? I don't know.
And you're facing not towards me.
And I went like this.
Well, you weren't. You were going that way.
Yeah, but I did Vader.
Oh, you did the Vader.
Yeah, I did Vader, but I went like this. So, Baby Maverick. I love the topic suggestion of best movie scenes that someone had said. Also, topic idea. What about looking back people and looking back people in movies that should have won Oscars? Example, I love Forrest Gump, but it's clear that Shawshank should have won. I see. That's a good one. Wiley Todd, just watching Adventures of Babysitting for the first time at 20, and now will be one of my favorites. What's your thoughts on that movie? Adventures of Babysitting is a great movie. Good comedy, good adventure. Elizabeth Shue was awesome in that movie.
Good babysitter.
Good babysitter. Coco Cam's my favorite comedies include The Nutty Professor. Which one? Coming to America, Superbad, and Friday. Shout out to 1988. It's a good one. Okay. So listen, Big Mo brought this up too. Coming to America is a great comedy because it's got a good story to it. It has good moments to it. It has the Eddie Murphy in his prime. But the reason I'm so excited about Part 2 is because of Craig Brewer. I know that you had reservations at first about the second one, and I would also, if I, one, didn't know that Craig Brewer was doing it, two, didn't see what Craig Brewer and Eddie Murphy did together on Dolomite, because they have a great chemistry together. He's going to pay a lot of respect to it. It's not going to be. It's going to have heart. It's going to have. I'm pretty pumped to see what they do with it. And they were shooting it out. I wonder how far along they were with it before all this shit went down. But I'm pretty excited about that movie. I'm also excited about Bill and Ted, the new one. That was also supposed to come out. I don't know when it's coming out. Baby Maverick, who did that one? Coco Cams, thank you. Lawrence Leese again. With a Schmobot, Eddie 314 back in October. Dave Filoni said that Carl Weathers would be directing an episode of Mandalorian Season 2, but there hasn't been any official confirmation or news about it. We did hear that. I remember hearing that, but no, I haven't seen anything since. Tongue Punch Fart Box. Some of my favorite comedies are Soap Dish, Superbad, Pineapple Express, Project X, 21 and over. This is the end. Easy A, Rush Hour the night before, Dodgeball, Euro Trip, Road Trip, National Security, Bridesmaid, The Hangover, and Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle is a really good one. I think that's a really good one for sure. The other one that I was that you had mentioned there that I liked a lot. Where'd we go? Sorry, Harold and Kumar. The reason who does the Harold and Kumar movies?
Who does that?
Same guys who do Cobra Kai.
Who that?
Yes, good for you.
Them guys.
Yeah. Let's. I'm gonna go back down because we have a lot of suggestions here, guys. A lot of suggestions. Cody Allen. Speaking of Maya Rudolph, Idiocracy is a classic. I've never seen it. The way I know Idiocracy the best is that's how Sam Levine won the free for all. That's how I know it.
Yeah, that's a good one, and that one definitely underrated, and not many people.
What's the other one you have? Oh, The Hangover. We haven't talked about The Hangover. The Hangover is one where that one I was excited about. Todd Phillips, that was one of the better comedies in a long time. I did not like. Well, there's 3 of them, right? I didn't like 2 or 3. 3 was better than 2. 2 was. Oh, I hated what they did with Galifianakis after 1 because 1 he's just kind of gullible and he's just a straight up asshole. Like he's really kind of. He wants his friends, and he's such a dick about keeping them, and he's just mean and rotten. I couldn't stand what they did with Galifianakis in 2 and 3, but the first one, the stuff with the baby and Tyson and all that, that's a crazy movie.
Oh, it's insane.
Yeah, and the pictures at the end of that movie, like when they show all the photos at the end, that's a funny movie, man. Hangover is one of the best, easily in the last 10 years for sure. Or maybe even 11 years. We had Parrot's Bite. Who talked about Blazing Saddles, Clue, Team America, World Police. We talked about a lot of those for sure. Clue is one everyone's talking about, and Spy, right? Darth Dagan put in a Schmobot, Hotel Nerd, Big Bum Movie Reviews, Lawrence Lease, and Dip and Wipe is back. I really like Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. I feel like it's the most underrated of the Judd Apatow comedies. I want to revisit that one.
Yeah, I can't remember if I liked it that much or.
I remember seeing it in the theater and just walking around going, all right, but I think that I was a lot younger when I saw it. Maybe I need to re-see it. Michael Rhett Dingus, The Paperboy and Better Off Dead always crack me up. I want my $2. Absolutely. The mom trying to cook also when she says the cookbook got wet and the pages stuck together, so I imposed. I put raisins in it. Remind me of my mom.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, but isn't it moving?
Yeah. Good. Hugh Janus is back.
Thank goodness.
Favorite comedies: Grown Ups 2. Wow. Murder Mystery, Pixels. This is not true. Jack and Jill, The Ridiculous, The Do-Over, Sandy Wexler, Bedtime Stories. You're lying. Full of shit. No. Nobody puts Jack and Jill up there. You could have fooled me with Grown Ups 2, even Murder Mystery, Pixels, Sandy Wexler, and Beth. You could have fooled me with all those, but the fact that you put Jack and Jill in there, I'm not buying it. Big Mo Movie Reviews. You play Twister with your sister. Big Mo Movie Reviews. Coming to America is my favorite comedy of all time. It never gets old. That's right. We just talked about that one. Michael Rhett Dingus again. The Vacation movies. The first one I stand most related to was Xmas Vacation. Christmas Vacation is the one people love the most.
Oh,
I don't like
really?
the first. Most people love Christmas Vacation. Most people love that. If you ask,
I love it.
I think if you put a poll up and you asked, I'm going to tweet it out right now. I'm going to tweet out which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the Christmas Vacation or regular Vacation? You can only choose one. Vacation or Christmas Vacation. All right, I'm going to put this up right now, and I want to see. I'm going to give you the ranking, and I bet you by the time the show's over, more people have taken
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, you can only choose one. Which do you choose? All right, so I'm tweeting this out right now. Please go to my Twitter.
Yeah.
And
is that where you're tweeting? You're going to tweet? Oh, he's tweeting it on the Twitter, guys.
On my tweets. I tweeted on my Twitter. It's on my Twitter. Please go and vote. I'm gonna guess that Christmas Vacation is in the lead by the time we end this show today. Which is 15 minutes.
I think it's of course it came out later, but I think it's probably more accessible to younger kids than the first one was too. So that maybe that's a reason.
It probably airs more. Yeah, maybe. All right, we have a lot. So, and again, guys, if we don't get to everything today, we'll probably finish them off tomorrow because there's a lot. You guys have a lot of great suggestions in here. Michael Rhett Dingus, thank you for putting that in there. Cody Allen, put in the Maya Rudolph one. Atonis Kiro, hello from Cyprus. Just bought my T-shirts. Favorite comedy is Airplane. Glad you got the shirt. Happy that you got the shirt. there it is again in all its glory. You're going to be seeing it really, really soon. The link's in the description for anybody that wants to get it. Pretty excited about that. Thank you again to Attack Peter, and thank you. And yes, Airplane is one. It is always the champion. I think it's been mentioned more in this list by all you guys than anything. Sir Lord Attenborough. Another classic is Office Space. So many great quotes and moments. Super fun to watch. Tongue Punch of Fart Box. Other faves: Pitch Perfect, Hot Chick, Friday, Rush Hour, Scary Movie 2, Horrible Bosses, We're the Millers, Anchorman, The Mask, and 40-Year-Old Virgin. The Mask is a good one too, and the late great Richard Jennings is in that one too. Remember Richard Jennings?
I think so.
You remember here? I'll bring up a picture of him. Did you ever watch his stand-up? His stand-up was great, man.
You're gonna pull it up, and I'm gonna go, oh yeah,
Jenny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Richard Jenny was. He was great, man. He was
yeah.
really, really funny, man. You remember him?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Yeah, he was really, really funny.
Hotel Nerd donated $20. I'm making the list for Best Movie Decade and am seeing a lot of surprises for top grossing movie per year from 70 present. Can't wait to share. Christian, I think you would be surprised as well.
Well, thank you, nerd. I really appreciate you. I mean, you would put in a lot of work on that one. Lorna Page Chandri put in the Schmobot Pretty in Pink. I got to watch that again. My wife was mortified when I told her I couldn't remember it. I've seen it like maybe once. Ducky's in that one, right?
Yeah, Pretty in Pink. I get that, and there's another one at the same time that was, oh god, Pretty in Pink.
Molly Ringwald?
Yeah, Molly Ringwald. Is it just Pretty in Pink that I'm thinking of? Am I confused?
I'm not
Breakfast
sure.
Club? No.
So look it up.
It might be Breakfast. No, they're the same. Different.
The Hotel Nerd who put in a Schmobot. Big Beck put in a Schmobot. Daniel Logan. It's a Mad, Mad World is so good. A who's who of the old school of comedy. The Big W. You know, I've still never seen it. Have you ever seen that one, Brett?
The Mad.
Yeah.
No.
I've never seen it. Tongue Punch Fart Box again. Other faves. Oh yeah, put that one in there. Sorry. Nazwan Sabli. Comedies that I've probably rewatched the most or just put on the background. Not necessarily the best. The Big Lebowski. Days of Confused. We talked about that. Yes. Team America. Top Secret. Billy Madison. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. The movies that ensured Robert Downey Jr. cast as Iron Man. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a funny movie. It's not just a crime mystery. It's a very funny movie.
I have the DVD and I have not
never seen Kiss. Oh, dude, you would love that movie. You would love Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a really, really funny movie, and it's a really good movie. Really good movie. Man, it was so undersold. Warner Brothers didn't know what to do with it at the time. Raymundo. What I wouldn't give to be 20 years younger. And a woman. Hot Shots. So good. The Void. There is no Revenge of the Fifth. Cinco de Mayo has already the day claimed. You eat too much Mexican food and drink too much tequila. Then you get Revenge of the Sixth. Good point. Revenge of the Sixth. That's a good point.
Nice.
Good point, The Void. Haskell 420. Hey, guys, here are some people may not name. The super underrated Quick Change with Bill Murray, Gina Davis, Randy Quaid, Steve Martin, Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, and Dreyfus. Let It Ride is a good one. I'm having a good day. I love that movie. And when I interviewed Richard Dreyfuss, I told him that I love that movie, and he said it's because you're a degenerate. Yeah, God, that was such a surreal interview. 2 hours sitting down with Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah,
if people ask me, like, one of my career moments was sitting down with him for that long. He would have went for 5.
That's amazing.
He would have went for 5. What a time it was talking with him. That was awesome. Holy shit, I can't believe that was real. Yeah, and then we have Ed finishing off with South Park and Beavis and Butthead Do America. Colin Martinez, I only watched for the first time last week, but a new favorite comedy of mine is Billy Wilder's Some Like It Hot. It's classic. Marilyn Monroe, Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon. Some other favorites are After Hours, Grand Budapest Hotel, and The Edge of 17. Edge of 17 is a good movie, man. It is funny, and it's got some really light moments to it. That's a good movie. It's a really good movie.
Also a heart wrencher though too,
yeah,
right? I mean that's that's
you saw it?
Yeah, I reviewed that one on
on Breath of the Future. It's a good movie.
That was actually the day that I had my rant about
don't call people names. Oh, really? It was a good one. Michael Rhett Dingus, Grandma's Boy, Mr. Deeds, Dinner for Schmucks, Just Play Dead, Superbad. Superbad was like License to Drive. Remember License to Drive? Corey Feldman and not Corey Feldman, Corey Haim. I don't know. Was Corey Feldman in that too? Who's in License to Drive? I love that movie.
People.
I know. I can't remember. License to Drive with Corey. It was definitely Corey Haim. I'll tell you that. And Heather Graham. I know Heather Graham was in it. It was Corey Feldman. All right, they were.
It was Feldman.
Was Feldman, but do you remember that movie, License to Drive?
I probably saw it. I can't remember.
Yeah, License to Drive. I used to watch that. It was Corey Feldman.
Pure gold.
Yeah, 1988, and I can tell you who was. It was Heather. Listen to that. Listen to this crew that's in it. It's got a good cast. It's got
That's when most
Corey
were.
Haim, Corey Feldman, Carol Kane, Richard Masur, Heather Graham. I mean, at that point, Richard Masur was always playing dads. Michael Manasseri. Yeah, that was a. I love that movie. I really love that movie. Remember this guy? Remember this guy? This guy played the dad in everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the dad in I think Risky Business. Yeah, he's great. He's still around, right? I love that guy. He was also there was a movie. I'm pretty sure he was the dad, and he was in The Thing too. Look at that.
Oh,
That's
nice.
great. That's hysterical. He was in. I'm pretty
My
sure.
Girl.
Yeah, probably the dad and everything. He was. I'm pretty sure he was the dad in. There was this movie, and only Ellis. Ellis is the only person that I know that remembers this movie. He was the boogeyman on the Disney Channel, right? And it had to be in the late '80s. Let me see. And I'm pretty sure he was the dad. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was the dad. Yeah, it was the something with the boogeyman or something. The Magical World. Yeah. Boogity, but Bride of Boogity.
Oh, Boogity.
And Mr. Boogity. Do you remember Mr. Boogity? Do you remember? No, nobody.
No.
I wonder if it's on Disney Plus. I gotta look and see if Mr. Boogity. That's the only way I can get Ellis to sign back up to Disney Plus if he goes to.
Hey, they got the Boogity.
Does anybody remember Mr. Boogity? Who remembers Mr. Boogity? Anybody? Yeah, some people. I guess people do remember.
I got it confused with Oogly Boogly
No, it's
or
Mr.
whatever
Boogity.
from.
He was the dad. He was the dad. He was
Nightmare Before Christmas.
He was the dad and everything. Mr.
Oogie Boogie.
It is. They said it is on Disney Plus. I gotta watch Boogity. I haven't watched it in so long. I gotta watch Boogity. That is so great. Mr. Boogity is on Disney Plus. That's amazing. And if anything came out of this entire discussion today is that I found out that Mr. Boogity is on.
Done.
That
Done
is
deal.
great. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's get back to the list because there's a lot. There's no chance we're going to finish it today. We're going to have to finish tomorrow. Thank you to, again, K. Parker Schlong put one in. Dagan, I just wanted to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you. Thank you. Hotel Nerd put in a Schmobot. The Void, favorite comedies from back in the day, Airplane, Naked Gun, both Hot Shots installments, and the classic, I'm going to get you, sucker.
Donated
It's a good one.
$20. How Friday Trilogy hasn't been mentioned yet.
That's true.
It still holds up. Laugh every time.
Yes. You know, Friday, the first one, I can't speak for the other ones because
Yeah.
I don't really, I think I saw the second one, thought it was okay. The first one is a riot, man.
Yeah.
My buddy Mike Morabito showed me that movie back in, like right after it had hit, I guess it got on VHS at the time. And he showed it to me, and I remember my neck, and my back. It's just so good. That movie is really fun. That is a classic. And Chris Tucker really coming out and having a breakout performance and showing out. Like that's when he became a star.
I think I saw the second one, but I didn't see the third one.
Oh, you've seen the first one.
Yeah, so the
Yeah.
first, but I don't. Was
Yeah,
it
knock
Friday
the fuck
Next?
out.
Is the
Yeah. Michael Rhett Dingus, dude, where's my car? You got a tattoo. What's it say, dude? You got a tattoo. What's it say? Sweet. Continue. And two more. Dodgeball and Spaceballs. Dodgeball was better than I thought it was going to be, for sure. Jason Bateman, who had not been doing a lot of stuff at the point, has a really great role. His hair's out of control as one of the announcers. So good. Arcadio. My favorite is Dodgeball, but an underrated comedy I think is Drop Dead Gorgeous. It's got Kirsten Dunst, Denise Richards, Amy Adams, Brittany Murphy. One of those that you have to watch a second or third time to understand all the jokes. You know, I've seen it like briefly. Bruce Leroy. Hey, one of my favorite comedies is Meatballs. It doesn't get a lot of love.
Oh.
Meatballs is a good one. It doesn't get a lot of love, but the line, look at those streaming wieners, makes me laugh every time. Keep up the great conversations. It helps the day go faster. Go Huskers. I do like these conversations, by the way. We got
Meatballs.
Meatballs is one. That's Bill Murray. Bill Murray's in that one
family.
too.
That's a family fave.
Yeah. So you guys, can go on, if you haven't joined the Facebook group over on the SEN Facebook group, you should, because I'm going to do this again and see which ones, because this came out of me just asking this morning. I love these conversations with you guys. It's a lot of fun. Spell Go. It's my first. Oh, who put in a Schrobot? Thank you so much. Big Mo, Humphrey Beaufort, Hotel Nerd. I'll put in Schrobots. Fans Majordic 7th letter. First donation, first comedy of all time for me is The Monkees. I fell hard when it came on MTV in the 80s. Loved the slapstick and the music. Still love the music. Seen them in my life many times. Thank you for keeping on. thank you for keeping on keeping on. Thank you guys.
I remember when the Monkees they did like a
Nickelodeon
marathon
show too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that too. I never saw the movie though, but I did see the show. Michael Red Dingus, Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, and Almost Heroes, good ones. Mitch Kruger put in a Schmobot. So did Lawrence Leese, Doc Dredd 2. Put in Schmobots. Michael Aggs, 121. Ghostbusters, my all-time favorite, but I got to give some love to Marx Brothers movies. Might be a little old, but there's some classic stuff that holds up. Horse Feathers, Duck Soup, Night at the Opera, and Days of the Races. The Marx Brothers were a riot. Did you watch old school Marx Brothers stuff?
I've seen a few, but I was never like a bit. You know, it's. I haven't gone back to a lot of those things.
When I was really going like head first into stand-up comedy, I used to do marathons of Marx Brothers movies because, you know, I wanted to be kind of a student of the game all the way through, and this is stuff that he would do, man. Like, and I also had really gotten super excited when Breaking Bad. Lydia, oh Lydia, have you seen Lydia? Lydia, the tattooed lady. Nobody knew that actually came from the Marx Brothers. Mm-hmm. Box punch tongue. All right.
Oh, they're really messy.
Yeah, they're right. Hotel Nerd put in Schmobots. And The Void. Police Academy reminds me of my uncle who let me watch it on Laserdisc when I was like 6. The Jerk reminds me of my mom because she was laughing so obnoxiously she had to stop breathing. There's some good ones in there. The Police Academy, the first one, it's great. I want to go back and watch it. Police Academy does sum up the 80s for me. There's no doubt about it. Big Mo put in a Schmobot. J.J. Windward, chime in to show some love for Some Like It Hot. Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon have such a great chemistry, and Marilyn Monroe is an absolute gem as Sugar Cane. Those are good ones. C. Gino Lopez and Yo Jimbo 880 put in Schmobots. C. Gino Lopez got the Schmobot cut off because we were watching that clip. But some of my favorite comedies include Pee-wee's Big Adventure, This Is the End, The Hangover, The Mask. Even though Toy Story 3 is my favorite of the 4, the first Toy Story is the funniest. It is pretty funny. But I would say Pee-wee's Big Adventure, there's some great stuff going on in that movie. Large Marge. Yeah, I mean, that's actually
the worst accident I ever seen.
Yeah, it was, and so I remember watching that. That's another moment with my dad that I remember him laughing. Is when Pee-wee goes, when he gets on after he walks, he's I'm trying to use the phone, and all the bikers look, he's gonna kill him, and he does the tequila dance, and they all love him, and they put him on the motorcycle, and then he goes through the sign, and he just falls over. I remember my dad losing it on that one. Michael Rhett Dingus, Half Naked, Dazed and Confused, Up in Smoke. Good one. Eddie 314. I love basically anything Edgar Wright and Wes Anderson make. Shaun of the Dead may be my all-time favorite, and I love the comedy movies like The Grand Budapest Hotel. I think his funniest movie is Royal Tenenbaums. Yeah. I think because of what Gene Hackman does in that movie. There's so much. I mean, your mother was a terribly attractive woman. She's so good in that movie. What you talk about a movie that he got screwed for not, he should have been nominated. Oh, yeah. He should have been nominated 100 times over for that movie. God, I haven't watched that movie in a while. I got to watch it again. It's so good. Salad Von Bako, who put in a Schmobot, so Lawrence Leese, Security Guard Lasky, Michael Rhett Dingus. The last one was supposed to be Half Baked. Stupid Android keyboard. Half Baked is another funny one too. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. Good movie. It's Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle he was another one. He was poised to be a big movie star, and then he did his TV show, obviously, and then he said, fuck it, I'm out. I'm done. Good for him, though. He came back, and he's revered as a damn stand-up comedy god, so he did it right. Burton Mercer put in a Schmobot. Cody Allen. I think my favorite comedy chemistry has to be Spade and Farley. Tommy Boy's a classic, but my favorite is Black Sheep, which features the incomparable Gary Busey as Sergeant Savage. I gotta watch it again. By the way, did you see the trailer for the judge thing?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude,
I gotta check that out.
Let me bring it up. I'm just gonna play this. You talk about comedy. I'm gonna bring up. This is a trailer for the Gary Busey pet judge thing, whatever it is. So I have to find it. Where is it? I'm hoping that it was sent here, because if it wasn't, I'm very upset. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so here's just a little audio of the actual video of the actual show. This is Gary Busey in Pet Judge. Now, the movie definitely. I mean, the show definitely looks.
Well, he's got a great point there, and a sign that says "No snakes allowed." That keeps him out. No dogs allowed, no locusts allowed, no munchkins allowed, none. Whatever you don't want in there, in your hotel, put the sign up that says what's not allowed.
I understand, Your Honor, but I just want to point out that he never, until arriving at the hotel, said that he was going to be bringing snakes with him, and all those other pet owners stayed ahead of time
So
when
this was
reserving
a
their room.
surprise.
It was a surprise, and there was over 30 snakes in that box. It was a lot of snakes.
Surprise!
So,
How does that feel?
not great.
Look at him.
This is gonna be gold.
I showed my wife that last night, and she couldn't
I
believe that it
need
was
that in
real.
my life.
And I said, "You're gonna watch that with me." She's like, "I'll watch that
Yeah.
with you." Yeah, of course. I mean, well, you said it was a surprise. What do you mean?
You put a sign that says no
You
steak.
put no snakes. You have to believe there's no snakes there. I believe there are comedies everywhere. Everywhere you believe. I believe an egg can be a comedy. All right, so right now, Christmas Vacation, by the way, with 654 votes, Christmas Vacation is winning 58.9.
Yeah, shitter's full.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So, all right, we have a couple more. Oh no, we have like maybe 5 minutes. We'll spend 5 more minutes, and then we'll get to the rest tomorrow, because you guys had put in so many here. Cody Allen, thank you. Burton Mercer put in a Schmobot. Sir Lord Attenborough, great Jim Carrey film to me is Me, Myself, and Irene. I never got into that one. Some really funny dark humor, one of my favorite films. I never really got into that one, to be honest. Sally Von Bako, Chris Farley, and Tommy Boy. Fat Guy's Got a Little Coat Scene makes me laugh every time. Me Too. J.J. Windward. I see all this Holy Grail talk. I counter with Life of Brian. It's another one that's really good.
Yes.
Keelix. Of course, I love all the Jim Carrey classics, but the one that doesn't get a lot of love is Cable Guy. I loved it the first time I saw it in the theater. Most seemed to dislike it at the time. Very good dark comedy directed by Ben Stiller. I am one of those people that didn't like it. I might have to go back and rewatch it, but I did not like it when I saw it. Do you remember liking them? Do you know who was supposed to be the Cable Guy?
No.
Farley. It was supposed to be Farley, but
Oh yeah, now I know that. Yeah. Cable Guy. Yeah, it was.
I got to go back and see it again because I didn't like it when I saw it. Apple Butter. I agree with Gene Wilder. Most recent comedies rely on foul language. Don't get me wrong. I love bad words, but it's better when it's earned. Like Steve Martin in PTA. Great scene. I know you're talking about bad words in general, but the movie Bad Words is also an underrated comedy.
That was great.
Bad Words is.
It's Bateman where he does the spelling bee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to play the audio from that scene when he's sitting in the diner when that woman comes up to him. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I'm gonna try to play that real quick, and then we'll end it because this scene is from Bad Words, and see if I can find it.
I want to put one out that nobody said. Grumpy Old Men.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know why it came to my head, but
Yeah.
there's and I think there's some outtakes of Burgess Meredith.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where he's like,
oh yeah.
He's gonna
For
take
sure.
the old skin boat to
Yep.
Tuna Town.
Yeah. All right. So here's the scene. This is the scene from Bad Words.
Playing rigatoni without looking.
I don't want to. And I don't need to study. You need to study because I'm going to slaughter you like a sacred cow.
Not everything is about winning.
No, that's true. Closure's pretty nice, too.
To me, it's about fun.
Well, you probably deserve a little bit better than that.
Excuse me. I am the mother of one of the competitors competing here.
Okay.
What you're doing is an insult to every honest child that's worked so hard to be here, including my son.
I've worked very, very hard to get here, too, madam, and I'm well within the rules.
You're an asshole, that's all.
That's a child.
Yes. And I'm sure he's heard even worse from you.
I don't speak like that in front of him.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, that's right. So why don't you take your potty mouth,
Oh.
go locate your preteen cocksucker son, and stuff him back up that old blown-out sweat sock of a vagina and scoot off to whatever shit-kicking town you came from. Can you do that for me? Like an elephant's trunk, I'll bet. Gray and distended. Good night.
Good day.
Thank you.
Blown out.
I mean, it is really. If you haven't seen that movie, do yourselves a favor and watch it. It's a great comedy. All right, look, there's too many to get through, and I love it. I love how many you guys got here. Gung Ho, I'm looking at too. We'll start tomorrow with Scarvy Dents, and we'll read the rest of them because we. But thank you guys for joining us here today. I know that there's a lot that we missed. Trust me, I know. We'll get to them all tomorrow. I promise. So, fun show. Great show. And once again, guys, if you didn't know, the design, it's available now. Go on over. This link's in the description. Thank you to Attack Peter. Thank you to Brett Sheridan. There he is. Follow him over at Mr. Wiggly. Thank you to you guys. Really fun discussion here, ladies and gents. Appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. So let's figure out what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I'm liking the way we're doing this these days. Peace out, Mother Rose.